Wake up with the sun in a steaming cup. Tune into the show where the vibes heat up. The Morning Mac got the flavor, got the glow. Start it right, let your energy flow. High takes rising like the morning brew. Fresh ideas and a laugh or two. From the first headline to your daily dose. This is the show where your spirit goes. Oh, it's the Morning Mac, where the time don't lag. Get your inspiration packed in a casual swag. Sip it slow, feel the rhythm hit your toes. Welcome to the place where the good vibes grow. Dreams alive. The Mac got the groove, keeping you in stride. No snooze, just choose to wake up bold. This is your hour, let your story unfold. New ideas with the sunrise spark. Fuel for your fire when the world feels stark. Spinning the tracks of your mental glow. Every listen's a hit on the Morning Mac Show. Oh, it's the Morning Mac, where the time don't lag. Get your inspiration packed in a casual swag. Welcome to the place where the good vibes grow. With a sunrise spark, fuel for your fire when the world feels stark. We're spinning the tracks of your mental glow. Every listen's a hit on the Morning Mac Show. Oh, it's the Morning Mac, where the time don't lag. Get your inspiration packed in a casual swag. Sip it slow, feel the rhythm hit your toes. Welcome to the place where the good vibes grow. Where the good vibes grow. Roll out of bed, bring your dreams alive. The Mac got the groove, keeping you in stride. No snooze, just choose to wake up bold. This is your hour, let your story unfold.
Grand rising, everybody. Oh, it's a beautiful day today outside, and we're getting ready to go into a beautiful next couple of days. Hopefully, the rain will stay away. I hear feedback. I hear terrible feedback. Is that my mic? Oh, okay. It's a beautiful day outside today, man. I am totally tired. I'm just exhausted, and that's from being up late last night. We'll probably get into that. Maybe not. We'll talk about it later. Maybe or maybe not. But today is Freaky Friday. Yay! And I need some Molly Moss real bad this morning to get my energy up and boosted. I need that extra kick that Molly Moss Sea Moss gives my immune system. You know, I'm giving you my opinion. I'm telling you what it is, what I take, what I do, and how it affects me. So no, I didn't get my Molly Moss Sea Moss today, but I did manage to pick up a copy of Shades of Blue by A.M. Morton. Yes, yes, yes. This book right here. This book right here, it'll do it for you. Now, if you're staying up late at night because you're reading this book, look, go ahead and do that. But other than reading this book, we shouldn't be up past 12 midnight if you're not reading this book, because this is one of them books that you got to get into, and it gets better and better. It grows, and you be at night like, ooh, what happened, girl? Oh, what would he do? What she do? Oh, you know, one of those type of books. And it's a short read. I mean, I want to add that too, because the book is only like 189 pages. So if you're reading, it gets you through it like within 3 hours. Depends on how fast you read and how engulfed you in the story. And if you keep picking it up, putting it down, picking it up, putting it down. And it's also on audio. Y'all can get it on audio. On the audio, it's a 5 hours. So if you got to take a trip or ride somewhere, put that audio in, get it, click it, and listen to the story. It's a good book. It's hilarious. I'm telling you. Somebody hand this to Tyler Perry. We need to get him to hand the script, you know, since because he got to allegedly pay out some money. This will help you get some money back, Tyler. Turn this into a movie right here. Well, actually, I would like 50 Cent to turn this into one of his series on Showtime or Stars or something like that, because each chapter is another week and shenanigans and all that good stuff series. Shades of Blue by A.M. Morton, Molly Moss Sea Moss by the great Molly Moore himself. Get it? Combination. It's a good gift for the weekend and all that good stuff too. While you sitting out by the pool and it's hot and it's getting ready to come, the heat is coming. Woo! The heat is coming today. So let's talk to my super producers, because they be bringing the heat with them with the fire conversation and all that good stuff. Keep people up way past midnight, but keep the party going. Keep it going. These are some true party animals. So let's say grand rising to my man Molly Mall and Big Trey. Sup, fellas? Sup?
Some true party animals.
Yeah,
You can't just say stuff just because it sound good. I don't party at all.
turning up. I stay at the club, Trey.
But you know, you can turn up wherever you go. You know, you turn up. I know wherever y'all go, it's about to be litty. I got that one for my little niece, Liddy. It's about to be Liddy.
And you can't add no book promotion to no alleged sex charges either. That's not a good rollout either. That's not a good look for nobody either. Right, Tyler Perry, I'm now blackballing you because you attaching me to your book and my attempted case.
I'm just trying to help make some money and make that money back, honey.
No, let's regroup.
I think Scraw helped them with that.
Yeah, for real though.
But we're gonna make some more money on top of Straw. How about that? Because if you turn this into a, you know, it'll be some straw in that too. People going off, people kirking out. So there's some straw in that book, Shades of Blue. We got blue straw in there. Yes, it is. Some of everything. And people that read it, you know, it got good reviews. I'm like, okay, so we need to make it into something else. So to keep writing and keep the creative juices going. That's what we got to do. My creative juices is tanked because I'm tired from last night, and I got ill this morning, and I was woken up out of my sleep because I was shaking. Apparently, I must didn't eat enough because my sugar was dropping, and I was really kind of taken back this morning. I can't go without missing my proper doses. Throws me off. I get off. Throws me off, and I just But I'm together. I pulled it together. You know, I got my body together. I woke up. I thanked God, and I jumped in the shower to try to help rejuvenate my body and everything, to get everything going and moving, and to wash off the sweat from last night. You know, when people that's not diabetic, when your sugar goes too low, sometimes you get this clammy feeling over you, and you get all clammy and stuff. So I had to, I felt
What's
like
up,
that
Slicky? Good morning.
this morning. Grand Rising, slicky, woo boo, Grand Rising.
I caught your stream yesterday, Slicky. I know Molly was in the comment section. I seen that, but I seen
Was
your
he
stream.
cranking?
Huh?
Was he cranking yesterday?
I mean, it wasn't. It was good music, but it was a smoother vibe. It wasn't. It was a smoother vibe. It wasn't like no,
Switch it
you know,
up.
dance mix or anything necessarily, but it
Oh,
was a smooth vibe. Did you
okay.
check it out or no?
No, I did not
Right.
check it
Let
out.
me check
Yeah, I
it
know.
out.
I know.
I did not check it. That's why I asked was it was cranking.
Yeah, but just check. Next time I'm gonna tag you so you can check it out too. You know, I had to
Okay,
ask you.
the smooth
You just
vibes.
watch with us. Yeah.
And speaking of smooth vibes, well, I don't know how smooth it is, but y'all need to check out the latest EP, a mixtape by Sly Tide. It's called Rare Breed. That's something brand new. Boom. He didn't even let us sample that, Trey, when he was going through all the other
They
music.
sampled enough.
From
I ain't
Purple.
need to hear no more. I done heard almost half the the mix
That was from
on the way
Purple.
there at Molly House and stuff.
Right,
That
but
was
that's what
enough
I'm
for me.
saying.
That
This
was enough.
this is a new one.
Yeah,
This is
no, but I'm
not none
saying
of that.
all that he played for us was enough for me so far. Let me consume some of that on my own time.
Look, I'm just letting everybody know that today another tape is out separate from Purple Sky, and this is the third one called Rare Breed.
Hmm.
That's what's dropping today.
That's what's up.
Can y'all dig it? Can y'all dig it? That's what's dropping today. I haven't
That's what's
even
up.
listened to all the songs that's on it. So I'm not even sure what is on it.
I
But
don't like I don't like consuming it too much in front of the creator because they're looking at your facial expressions the whole time. They're like looking at everything you do while listening to their music. So I don't. That's why I'm glad like he ain't try to play every single thing that he made. Like some stuff I want to take in on my own and see what I get from it. Because I feel
right,
like it's a little interrupted when the person is sitting in front of you. That's like somebody cook you a plate. They in your face the whole time waiting for you to make a scrunchy face or something because you done ate their food and you don't like it. The same with music. So I'm glad he didn't play everything. I heard enough. So I like that he has a variety that I can tune into and tap in, like, when I'm cleaning up, playing stuff on my speakers or something like that.
yeah.
So I seen the new post though. Shout out to him for that, for having music and having stuff rolling. You know.
And keep up the good work and staying positive. And that's his way of releasing. And I found out that's his safe place.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
well, it's music. So stay in your music, stay grounded in what you love doing, and keep doing what you're doing, and everything. So I know the blue Phoenix Wheezy, she's on her way. Well, when I told you this morning, she said she was up and on her way out. So I'm not sure she's tapping in with us this morning, but I hope so. She had a wedding to attend to yesterday. I hope they didn't get stormed out yesterday. Oh, wait a minute. We got another a guest this morning.
Yeah.
I didn't hear the chime that popped. Oh, I ain't know somebody.
Yeah, I know.
Hey,
I
it's
heard
Dr.
a
Lady
beep.
J in the building. I ain't know she was
She been
slide
in
through here. I
here.
hope
She
you
was
feel better.
checking, but she
What's up?
popped her cam off, so I think she had to do something. So I was
Oh,
waiting
that's fine.
for her
Even if
cam
she just
back
tuning
on.
in, we can hear your voice. That was enough. I'm glad that you back. Whenever she got time to tune in, talk to us.
Good. She was on camera. I think she had to do something. So I was
Oh, yeah, real quick.
come
Okay, I
back
feel you.
on camera to pull her in.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes. And I understand, and I want to apologize to all of the men out there in the world. Not that I didn't believe what you guys were saying about the blue balls, but I was like, the pain and all of that. So I had to do a little further digging. So you guys were, I know you were right. Of course you were right. And I was being a skeptic because I never met anybody with blue balls. They say they're actually hurt. So, and after further digging and research, playing with a guy's emotion, ladies, meaning getting them aroused, and then them not being able to, when they get fully aroused, that is, not that little fake semi stuff. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about when they get fully aroused and ready for action, and then they don't. that could cause them to get irritation down there because it's the backing up and swelling of the fluids in it. And when I found the video, but men, there's an easy fix. They tell you to go exercise, and the blood will relieve from the penile area and go to your muscles. They tell you to exercise and do squats. The men do. I was watching. I said, "Oh, so if you don't bust off, you could do other stuff to bring it back down. If she don't give you none, you can go for a run. Or if she don't give you none, you do some squats. Or they said lifting weights.
Ain't nobody doing none of that stuff when you got blue balls. I don't know where you got that from. I'm not even trying to cut you off or whatever, but I am this time because no.
The man in the video did, and the black boy, the young boy, he was like, "This is what you do," and he was showing the squats.
He ain't had no he ain't actively have no blue balls while he was making the video. Hell no, that shit is hurt and it's painful. You're not going on a run. You're not lifting weights. You're not doing none of that stuff. I'm sorry.
Well, well, different people, you know.
Nah.
But it can. So that's how you relieve the erection, and that's just the swelling of the erection, and you can relieve it and it goes away. The blood goes somewhere else.
You telling us this?
No, I have videos to also share it. As the doctors are telling us this.
Oh, okay.
So you know.
Okay.
So which
this one is cock rings right here, so I don't know if that's
that's the penis ring one. I don't think that's the first one.
The man is talking about it.
I need you to I need you to get some
order. My bad.
Some guys that can explain shit that's going on. I don't want to hear from no fucking.
It's a man video. I know.
Better not be no women. There better not be no woman talking about it.
Just like sometimes us women don't like to hear male doctors because we think that the men don't know our bodies like we do, and I can appreciate that, and that's why I found the video with a man talking about the woman's talking about cock rings because I wanted to know the history of it and if the cock rings help with erection. It all got started with erection. Got my mind ticking on erection.
You asked any guys?
It's men videos.
No, I'm saying you asked any guys about it or anything like that?
About cock rings?
Yeah, anything like that?
I've had, but these are freaky people. So they're using it, and they're dancers, and they was using the cock ring to keep their phallus hard so they could perform for the ladies. So, you know, and that's what it was for that. But it's not meant to be worn over like 30 minutes. They say it's just so. I guess you can get out
that's
there
about right.
and then take it off. But you know,
he got that
he got
that video up your blue balls joint. He got that
blue balls. What is it? Blue balls is when the genitals, the penis, the testicles, they engorge from arousal, and then ejaculation does not happen. They stay kind of filled with blood, and so the balls get heavy. They feel blue, right? Because they're full of blood, right? So there's two treatment options for that. One, ejaculate, and then they'll go down again, or exercise, right? So if you exercise, if you have blue balls, then you'll notice the blood will rush away from the area and go to your muscles, and then you'll have resolution of this. I'm a board-certified urologist. My name is Dr. Hackey, and I approve this message. Blue balls.
Why did you hear the man screaming in the back? Ah! Oh, you know, that's what you do. You exercise, it'll go down, it takes the blood from the penis and it puts it back in the muscle. Or
I don't know if you ever had it or if you ever had it, but you absolutely
I'm the one. The women don't get.
Yeah, I know. I was just asking. You know, I was just wondering because you don't.
You had it before.
Yeah, it's painful, and we was when y'all brought it up for whatever reason yesterday. I was commenting on it, but nah, it's painful. You're not going on a jog. You're not working out. You're not. Like it's like getting kicked in the nuts, and the feeling stays. It doesn't subside. It stays there. So that feeling that puts you on the ground, any man gets kicked in his nuts by anybody is going to hit the ground. That feeling it stays there. You're not going to run and have your balls moving around and shit. You're not stretching, doing jumping jacks, that's not happening. So it's like that doctor can be a doctor all day, but I doubt he got blue balls because he's not gonna advise you to be. He ain't gonna be like, oh, let's go for a run, let's go do some jumping jacks and jump around. That's not accurate at all.
Right.
I'm not even trying to like go against the grain or go against the video, but that's not accurate.
And you stay so during the time that you have the blue balls, you staying erect the whole time.
It's
And
not
then
even about it's not even actually about the erection. It's all the blood and everything that gets flowing to that area because your body knows that you're sexually enticed in some kind of way. I mean, just like, a woman gets wet when she's just kind of aroused or turned on by something, a guy's gonna get hard, but it has nothing to do with the hard part. It's about the pressure in your nuts. It's about the
so,
pressure that you feel in your balls when when the end result is cut off. So your body thinks it's getting to an end goal and it stops and it doesn't happen.
mm,
You build up all that, like it's like pressure, but it's painful. It hurts. It's like getting kicked in the nuts. So you're not gonna want to do, as a guy, that's like the most sensitive thing on your body. You're not gonna want to run around, do jumping jacks, lift weights, anything that's straining. That's not accurate.
wow.
Yeah, it's not accurate at all.
How long does it last?
It'd be like 30, 45 minutes. Like you can lay there and let your body naturally, come down. Or you can, you can be the reason why you get to the end result so that you can relieve yourself, quote unquote.
Right.
But nah, it can sit there for like an hour or so. Not no 2, 3 hours, but like an hour or so. Yeah, your body will eventually calm down. Your blood pressure will drop. You won't be, you know.
As okay.
Yeah, but
Excited.
I just gotta say that that video is not accurate. I know he's a doctor, white guy, whatever, but no, that one's wrong. Because
I was
everybody taking more credible ones, a doctor or white doctor or whatever. So people be like, "Oh, that's how it works." I'm just saying that that's not how it works with that. Not with that particular thing.
mm,
Mm-mm, not that one. Go
okay.
ahead and tell your dude to run around the neighborhood, see how he do it. Nah. Well, she knows he wants it, but hold out. Yeah, Gerald. That's what that means. That's what that
Well,
is.
and then that brought me to my next topic, which was about the cock ring, because I was wondering, like the dancers, they have to get themselves erect, and do they have? I wonder, do they get? Do they hurt? Do their things hurt because they will put on, body armor to keep their erection erect
Well, that's
and
dangerous,
without
but it's
coming?
not. That's dangerous, but that's not quite the same as blue balls at all. You are still trapping the blood, but it's not a build up. You're not building it past its capacity and then stopping it. Like when for instance, when you get to your sexual peak and your body thinks you about to get into the end goal, you your balls, your dick, all that shit builds up more fluid or more blood than it normally would. But that's like getting to your peak and then stopping. So your body thinks it's about to get to the end goal and then subside, but then you do something to choke it off or to stop it from doing what it needs to do. Then that's where the pain comes from. A cock ring, it keeps the blood in it. You get yourself where you want to be in terms of how hard you are, and then you put it on to retain that. Like for guys, I guess that are strippers, or when you have a sex, it just makes it last longer and all of that.
Oh, because I was wondering, I was like, who made the cover? Where in the world did that come from to tying it off? And then I went to, because I seen some different ones, the metal ones I seen with the spike on it, literally seen those. And then the ones that look like they glow in the dark, look like little rubber bands. Like it looked like really thick condoms around the thing as they were glow in the dark.
Hmm.
Don't ask me how I know they glow in the dark and all of that stuff, but
I mean,
trust
it's
me,
true. Some of them do.
yeah, so I seen a lot. But and I was just but I found a video that kind of helps explain to people that's like, what is she talking about? What is cock ring? What is this? Because I was an avid voyeur, going to the most strip clubs all over the place. That's how I'm seeing a lot of stuff, and they tell me because I befriend them. and we get into a good friendship, and he tell me a lot of what's going on, and why that part to keep it.
What's up,
I was
Malik?
not a fluffer. So some people say, "Well, was you a fluffer?" I'm gonna let you know that I got beautiful lips, but I was not fluffing anyone. So, and a fluffer is those ladies or those people who help the male get to the erection so they can put the cock ring on and tie it off and then put it in the G-string. Some men, those are the real men being there. And some men put padding, extra padding in there. I ain't gonna say no stripper names, but some people know to put some padding in there too. But most of them, that's real men, all in those G-strings, ladies, and that's
Real men in G-strings. Wow, in 2025, those are real men, y'all, in them G-strings.
I mean, it's real penis in the holes.
Oh,
You know what
okay.
I'm saying? It's,
Happy Holy Friday, right? Holy moly donut shop. Thanks. Welcome in, Malik.
You talking about the cock? You came in on the cock rings. It's Freaky Friday. We have a video set up. If you don't mind, please, Molly.
Hi, I'm Clarissa from Art Doctor, and I'd like to explain how penis rings work. You've probably seen or heard about penis rings and may have wondered what benefits they have. This circular band device, better known as the cock ring, is applied to your penis within seconds, but do you know why men use it? This ring can not only make your erection more extensive and more complex, but it can also help you last longer during your sexual encounter. And depending on the type of ring you use, this may also help your partner reach orgasm quicker. Some questions we get asked by men are, will this ring contact be stuck on my penis or will it make my penis fall off? Don't worry about these myths as that scenario is improbable. As long as the ring is attached correctly, it should not break the skin or snag on pubic hair. So why should you use the ring? It should help you achieve and maintain a long-lasting erection and prevent erectile dysfunction. You will gain a slightly larger erection during its use. You will notice a much harder erection and increased sensation, and it will delay your orgasm as well as make your orgasm more intense. Some urologists recommend these tight-fitting rings at the base of your penis to prevent venous leakage, which is a type of erectile dysfunction that results from tissues in your penis failing to hold in blood. The penis ring can also help with performance anxiety and boost confidence size-wise. Yes, that's right. Increasing your size for better performance with your partner is possible. You will also last longer when using these rings because a squeeze technique is a common tactic to delay an orgasm. There are also penis rings that have a second ring that wraps around your testicles as seen here. This ring pulls your testicles down, which helps delay ejaculation. When attaching the penis rings, you need to lift the head of the flaccid penis and gently move the ring down the length of the penis. If you are using a condom, don't worry. Some may apply lubrication, like this one from Peak Body, so it goes more smoothly. Just make sure the ring is not touching the condom to avoid it tearing or affecting your overall friction. You may want to consult your doctor before using these rings if you take blood thinners, have an existing penile injury, if you are a diabetic, have any cardiovascular disease, or any types of blood or nerve diseases. Also, use the ring for at least 30 minutes at a time and watch for any symptoms and remove the ring immediately if you experience the following: numbness, discomfort or discoloration, pain, coldness, or dramatic swelling. The bottom line is these rings can be used safely and bring fun and enjoyment to your sexual activities. Pick a ring that fits your needs and adequately fits so you are comfortable. Contact your doctor or our doctor if you have any questions about the penis rings. We are standing by to explain further how to use and apply them. Oh, and one more thing. This product has a full money-back guarantee if it doesn't meet your satisfaction. If you like this video, please like and comment so you may see other videos. See you.
Even though she was trying to sell that their brand a cock ring, but she explained in her way of what the penis rings and all of that stuff is for. I call it body armor. Anything that we do extra to help get an erection or or
Come
improve
back in 10
sexual?
minutes, Malik. It's all good.
What
10
what
to
he
15.
what Malik say?
That he don't care about that because he a man. He don't really want to hear about penis rings.
I mean, well, it's for men. It's help men
But
stay.
he don't want you to teach him. I think he's probably saying that he would want to, if he cared or needed it, he would research it or look it up. He's saying as a guy he don't want to hear about penis rings.
Oh well,
So
that
I
was
told him come back in about 10 minutes when we get on whatever the next subject is or next video.
that was part of the Blue Balls series. What you say, Molly?
Said Malik. Said he ain't fuck with the penis ring.
Nah, he don't want no cock ring.
Ring.
He don't want, he said I ain't with all that. He said I don't need
Yeah.
that shit. Yeah, he don't want. They
I
ain't
wonder how
trying.
that go. Like the niggas go in the store, and be like, I need like 2 cock rings. Get 2 rubbers while you at it.
Yeah, you figure out, you sizing
Like all
yourself
that
and all that.
slime.
That's a lot.
Yeah, I ain't know people still do them things, man. I ain't never do it before though. I don't know. I don't be needing all them extra attachments and shit.
Attachments and equipment and
Maybe
shit.
because I'm young still, probably
Yeah,
wise, but I thought
yeah.
that the youngest
I
that
ain't
was
doing that shit till I got a problem with that.
yeah,
Uh,
Until you got a problem,
no, I said I'm not doing that shit until I got a problem with that.
right? That's what I
I'm not
was
even wishing
laughing.
on.
You
Oh
may
yeah, I
not
ain't
never
wishing
get a
that shit on
problem.
myself. I don't think I will because I ain't eating no five bags and shit, Popeyes and shit. That'll be all right.
they call it a ring. I just say it looked like a fucking rubber band. It's tied around
Yeah,
the dick.
That's what it. That's what it.
The
A lot of them look like,
like that's some weird shit. I ain't
and they
yeah.
had,
that,
and
but
some
it
of them
might
have the
be
little
weird.
spiky things at the end for her pleasure. Because while it's on there, if they use it for sexual intercourse and not just for show, it tickles the area as it goes in and out. It's supposed to help, quote unquote, the erection. And it looked like it's just y'all remember those like
Like it.
rubber balls that was all they was all them little things on it, and it was all like squishy made out of that thick rubber squishy material. It felt like slime or something.
Nah,
It had all those little tentacle things on it. Like the cricket. It looked like one of those cricket people with all the hair on it, but it was
yeah.
rubber on it. I
Mm.
wish I had one.
What is
And
for
you
though?
would throw it and it stick to the wall and it
Oh,
slide
the little
down. The
slime shit that
balls.
stick to the wall. Yeah.
All right.
It's made. It looks like they're made out of that material. So if you don't get the metal ones with the spike, and I think those metal ones with the spike is just for like people that's into that piercing and all of that stuff. And that brought me to my next topic. That's how I got into. I went on looked at one thing and it triggered something else. The piercing and all of that stuff. Because I was wondering, well, why do people I know why they get the cock rings, the longer, harder erection. Then I said, well, then why did it get the body piercing? I know some females I know some men too, that they got the piercing, but they got it for like statement pieces, art pieces, more so than the sex, unless it was getting a tongue ring. Because my friend swallowed his tongue ring. And we thought, and he was like, "Oh, I'll never get that again." His tongue swelled up, and the ball came out, but it was supposed to be getting it for sexual stimulation. They said that the little thing helps with the sexual stimulation. I don't know, and I seen some with the nipple pierce. I mean, I don't. I guess after it heals, I don't know. Some people get the gauges under the skin of the penis. I had a friend that had gauges in his, uh, the piercing and all of that, and and he said it's supposed to help the stimulation, And I was like, oh, okay, that part, I don't know if that was true or not, because because we was friends, we wasn't, you know, sexual friends like that. We was friend, real, friends, and that we talked and and shared stuff like that. But the body piercing, I guess you have to be into that kind of stuff, and to be into get the full benefits of that. Do y'all know anybody that had piercings and the females too? Because the females would get the hood of their clitoris pierced or even the lips of their with JJ Pierce. And I'm like, oh, ooh, I couldn't imagine them putting piercing there because you're putting a hole in your body down there, and let alone you don't want to be hit, kicked, pinched, or bit, but you would go through that and risk infection to get a hole pierced in your body for sexual
Yeah,
purposes.
exactly, Gerald.
Did they be
What?
say tongue ring question mark? People just need real balls in their mouth so they don't have to worry about swallowing. But it's a dude with a tongue ring in his mouth.
Yeah.
What he doing with that?
Man in his mouth.
Well, he said it's to stimulate his partner.
What up, Cal?
What's up?
So that's what it was for. And his tongue, well,
it'd be different if your partner asks you to get it. You
Yeah.
get it, that's something you like. Now you can make it up, and somebody can believe you. That's up to the person if they want to believe you. I think people get what they want to get. I'm not getting a tongue ring because it might please my partner and she like it. Like, nah, I will be getting it because that's something I want to get. And I feel like it helps me, do what I need to do. But I can't see me getting a tongue ring. But I ain't against men that do it. I just didn't understand it. It's like some dudes got in the front and the back. My boy G-Dot came back with all that lip ring and stuff. That was what they was doing in Cali. One Out Friends came back with a tongue ring. He was like, the girls out there like it. It's like they couldn't get a girl out there unless you had piercings and shit. So they started to adjust. They was like, fuck that. They ain't about to just keep letting the girls go to all these weird dudes with the piercings in the eyebrows. It wasn't weird out there in Cali. That's what they was doing. So they started doing it. When they came back to DC though, we was letting their ass have it. Like, what the fuck type shit is suspect? You know what I'm talking about? I don't care what city I go to. Like I'm not adapting to no. You don't like me for me. I ain't trying to.
That's it.
Stand out, but people come up with excuses to get weird shit instead of just owning up to it. Like they freaked out. That's what you like.
What's up, bro? What's going on? Top of the morning.
We got a lot of people in here today. We deep today. We 12 deep in here.
Hope Malik come back in soon. He's a little turned off from the penis selection of the show. But
you got piercings over there, Reese. I done deal with girls with nipple piercings and all that stuff, but they ain't get it for me. They ain't. It don't helps me. I don't know why they like it. It might help them, but that's weird for a man to say he got a piercing. So,
what is everybody doing sliding up in here today? What's up, Dre?
Everybody in here.
Everybody in here. Well, two of my people in here right now.
I know men and women that got nipple piercing, and some people it's the body art, for that, because I'm a woman and I do love my nipple stimulated, but I don't want that pain. I don't want to go through that pain, and I don't want to go through that healing and all of that. And
I thought that was supposed to be swift, like getting your ears pierced. I thought you just feel a little pinch and then you get over it, as long as you keep it clean and stuff.
Yeah, but you got a bra on. Well, my boobs are too big to get a nipple ring because you have a bra on, pressing and pulling them jokers up and tight, and it will cause irritation.
Imagine one of them joints get snatched up out of there. That'd be crazy.
Oh,
that motherfucker. Whoa.
Titty off.
What's up, Shout?
Off. So that is a real, a real thing. Just like if an earring snag and tear your ear. And I know some people, you see people with the torn earlobes, earrings was too heavy, whatever, and it snagged. So, and that could be the same, or get women wear bras.
Shit, get them joints pierced then. Get them joints pierced. No, I'm talking about
Oh,
A comment, my bad. I'm listening to you, but I was responding to a comment. She said she want to get some nipple joints. All my female friends got them joints. Might as well be one of my other friends that got them. Fuck you talking about
so
nipple piercings? How can we suck the nipples with the ring on it? I'm not trying to lick metal. That's like putting a couple pennies in your mouth. What the who wants to do that?
but they do when they get the hoops and they say when you lick the hoops like la, la, la,
Prince
la, la,
Albert in my 20s.
it's like tweaking the nipples when they licking it like that. You know, and some people, my nipples are very sensitive. I like them, you know, twerked and licked and sucked, but I don't want to put no piercing in it because, first of all, people with big gorged out knockers that hang, I don't think we should get nipple piercing. But those are for the nice little perky boobs that can do that. If you couldn't go without putting a bra on, that your boobs sit up like that, then yeah, show it off, get the nipple piercing.
Shit, where the hell you get that that torpedo bra you had on last time we was at Molly joint to get them pictures? Cause them titties was cold as a motherfucker. You was Tina Turner out there.
Because but my boobs are it was an overgrowth of mass. That's why they so big. It's the overgrowth. When I get my mammograms, they have to put it on 3 slides because the boobie is so big. I kid you not. And I believe like it was a condition because my titties kept growing after I had my child. So it was all this titty meat.
No, this titty meat.
Yeah, I mean,
we're doing a cookout for Juneteenth. Reese got titty meat to give out. Anybody run short on ribs or hot dogs or anything like that? It's titty meat.
This ain't no bologna.
$12.99 a pound though. So
how much a pound?
$12.99. So we on a special, whatever kind, what you know that you like. You know, this is on special. So let us know. We accepting orders. Let us know.
I heard the bloop bloop.
Blue blue blue.
I'll take 2 pounds of titty meat, please.
All right, yes, sir. Give me a moment. Let me type that up for you. I have the receipt for you sent in just a moment. Yes, sir. And you know you in the restaurant sales, so you like shit by bulk. So we gonna sell you a nice deal. You in the restaurant business. I understand the restaurants and shit.
It'll be a special this week.
Only this week for Juneteenth.
Yeah.
If you lack melanin, it's $18.99 a pound. But if you got
South African titty meat on sale.
Come get yours today. Call now. Like Miss Cleo, call now. Get your sale. What's up, David?
Hey, what's up? What's up, everybody?
Ain't nothing. All
right,
so we're moving on to next, Reese. You know, touch them up on what you talked about before they got in here, if they wasn't watching already. I don't know
if I do want to apologize to all my men out there and Rodney, David. I already apologized to Trey and Molly about the blue balls because I did the research and everything, and it's more than just you guys saying, "Oh, we're getting blue balls." It's a real
condition. Phoenix. What's everybody doing in here today? What the fuck wrong with y'all?
Why y'all on the show? We waiting
20 deep in here today, man. We deep. We had 20 views.
All right.
So
accountability.
I need a price check on kitty meat. On titty meat or kitty meat? Which one you need? $18.90. Yeah. If you're not kissed by the sun, you get the regular store price. You know how they tell you get your pull your savings card out to get that store price? Yeah, you get the regular price then. Yeah.
So we're
y'all take EBT?
What?
EBT card.
No, sir. We don't do that. We should have. Because that's where the money's at, but we didn't think that far ahead of time. We just started this blowout sale this year, so we're going to revamp for next year. Yes, sir. Thank you for that. Let me type that in my computer right now. Yes, sir.
But I do want to do a public apology. But before I do that, let's bring Dr. Lady J. She's here with us. But I do want to... Good morning.
Whoever watching the show on their laptop, you gotta mute that joint and turn it down.
Right, funny man.
Yeah.
My bad. I'm
trying to share it.
Yeah.
Okay, Lady J, how you doing?
Good morning, everybody.
What's up?
Interesting topic today.
Man.
Today is Freaky
Man.
Friday.
Ask who presented it. Don't just it wasn't a team effort on the
Today is Freaky Friday.
Oh shit.
And they always tease me of shades of blue balls. So I said, well, let me do some research because I heard about it. People say it, and then the people that I know claim they never had it. But one brave soul stood up and said, "Yes, I've had it, and yes, it do hurt." And I thank you for
like
your transparency.
It does,
and I thank you for that. But
well, for me,
we're talking about teasing the men and then sending them home unfulfilled, the mission unaccomplished. So Molly and Dave, all the men was telling me, don't do that, and to women we play like that. I'm gonna be honest.
Not we.
Do you
not
play
we.
like that,
Talk
or do
about
all
you.
women play like that? And I'm so glad
I'm
Dr. J is on here to even it out for some other women. So you're not speaking for all of them, unless Phoenix.
Because sometimes we're not ready to give it up, and if you get that aroused and we're not ready, it's sorry, no sale, right? So a lot of women do that. Just because the man aroused them, just because they got
talk for yourself.
Give it up.
Speak for you only.
It's the general term.
Don't worry about it, because we got 2 women on here, so it ain't. You know what? When the mic get passed around, Lady J, you gonna give your
my wife don't do that.
She your wife. Wait a minute, you mean to tell me every time you was prompt and ready to go, she was like, okay, let's do it. She never said no.
Yep.
She ain't gonna play with it if she ain't gonna play with it. That's all I got to say. Some people want to play with it, but don't play with it. Yeah, she ain't gonna play with it if she ain't gonna play with it. You know what I'm saying?
We cannot control how the men are aroused. I can kiss you and you can get aroused.
Nah, there's levels to it. Nah, you kissing is not a little cute. Hey, honey, good morning. It's not me getting bricked up for you like that. That's not the same thing.
Some men
Nah.
do get excited.
Nah, we got an even panel of men and women. Well, not even panel, but we got 2 women on here to bless us with words, and we got some men on here too to speak on it. But let's ask versus telling, because you do a lot of telling.
Let's
no shade.
Like I can't control. We can't control how men get aroused or what aroused them. That's number one. All we can control is our bodies. Okay, and if at the end of the day, sometimes you get be like, no, I'm not doing that. And then if you just
can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Okay, so how many roller coasters that don't elevate, that don't go up? They just ride, just smooth ride, left and right. They don't go up, they don't come down, they don't do nothing. They just smooth ride. How many roller coasters do that?
They do go up, but if I'm not ready to give it up, I'm sorry for you going up.
But why did you get on the ride? Why did you buy a ticket? Why did you get on the ride? Why did you show up? Why did you come for popcorn?
There's levels to this thing. You want the hugs, you want the kisses. You just may not be ready for the penetration.
So go to the park. Don't go to Six Flags. Go to the park then. Go to the library. Go to church. Go for a walk. But don't go to amusement park and go buy popcorn and then sit down.
Well, I can't control, like I said, by the hugging and the kissing. I can't control how he get aroused. Let the other ladies speak. So because
because
that's true. But some women treat that as a game or whatever. You know what I mean? Like they know about the blue balls. They know about the blue balls, but you know what I mean? It's like
she will get a quick.
And that's why we was joking around, you know what I mean? You and Misha, you know what I mean? Y'all have that pact or whatever, about being celibate, whatever, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? You giving each other high fives, talking about, oh yeah, girl, guess what we did? Guess what I did last night? Nothing. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? So,
guess what I did last night?
I mean, make nothing.
Yeah, so
New Coochie will get a quick.
So that's the reason why guys, you know what I mean, guys get upset, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like Trey said, if we feel that you know what I mean, you're trying to cause blue balls or whatever like that, no, on purpose. Then we like, oh, you know what I mean? You think it's a game or something like that? No. And like you said, when you did your research, like blue balls is a actual medical condition. Like that don't hurt. That don't-
The guy
You
in
know
the
what I mean?
video said go work out and shit. You not, I said, I'm sorry.
That's what the video
I said that video is
said.
not accurate. You're not
And
doctor,
they
white
say
doctor,
lift
whatever
weights.
it is. You're not doing jumping jacks. You're not running around with blue balls. That's why I had to sacrifice myself and say, you know what, I dealt with it, and you're absolutely not. So to be
No,
the
no,
person of proof, you're not doing jumping jacks, running around the neighborhood. You give your man
no.
blue balls, go tell him to run around and get some exercise to get it gone, and then see how he responds to it.
The
That's
only, the only
fine.
workout I know with blue balls is XXNX.
Yep, that's the blue page.
Weezy made a comment.
What's up? What she say? Don't hug and kiss on a man and not expect him to become aroused. We must be mindful. If man hugs and I'm sorry. If a man hugs and kiss on us, we get aroused too. They just can't see the evidence. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So okay.
But why play with it? That's my question. And
Wait a
why
minute,
play with it?
but this is it. If you tell somebody I'm
Right.
celibate and
I
I'm
got a
practicing
PlayStation if
celibacy,
you're playing
and he
games.
still want to hug and kiss on you, then whose fault is that?
You said what? Repeat that?
I said, if you tell somebody, you tell your partner, I'm celibate right now. That's what I'm doing. I'm abstaining from the intercourse, and he don't care. He want to hug and kiss on you. Oh, I'll wait it out. A lot of men play games with themselves and say, "Oh, I'm gonna get her off." I'm gonna try to get that. I'm gonna get that. That's what they do with score. So you mean to tell me, I can't get any infection?
What's up, Joey?
Affection. I don't want infection. I want affection. I can't get hugs and kisses. I don't deserve.
No one said you can't get hugs and kisses, but if you kissing that man and you on a platform telling your friends how you was gonna give him some fellatio and all that, you're not giving up some head, and then you're gonna tell a man, oh, it stops there. Hell no.
If they
Hell no. What did Ike Turner say in the interview? That's when I proceed to slap her. That's when shit like that happen because bitches want to play. I mean, not bitches, but females want to play.
Oral sex. Some men want oral sex, and that's all they want. So you mean don't tell me men can't get off of oral sex, because they do.
Nobody said that they couldn't get off from oral sex. I said that you shouldn't be offering head and then you want to cut other things off, or you want to say, oh no, I don't want to get you to the finish line though, because I don't want you. No,
I don't want to do this. I'm not doing this and doing that. I'm not doing.
Then go to a library, go for a walk, go sit at the park and read something. Versus like
I can't tell him what to do. What am I saying? When he coming in and kiss me and hug me, no, go to the park. Go read something.
No, I'm talking about you go to the park. I'm saying you go sit down and read something instead of going to Six Flags or King's Dominion and not want to get on anything. If you want to be the bag lady, then you just be the bag lady. But if you want to get on some rides with us, like the people that's getting on rides here, then you get on a ride. But or go to the teacup. Around the corner over there by the entrance, go to the teacup where you can sit and talk casually and spin in circles and everything on the ride versus getting on the roller coaster. You're not going to get on the...
let's talk. I have two other females on the line, and you fellas.
What's up, Phoenix?
Can question that, because I'm tired of being on the chopping block with my sex preference or giving it up is on there, because you're not understanding what I'm saying, and I don't think I'm doing a good job of explaining myself. So let's see if other women can explain themselves. But everybody is different, because that's what I'm doing. I'm just not doing certain stuff. So
Kyle, Gerald, y'all funny in the comments.
And my partner knows that. And he knows that. And he said, I'll wait. I understand. I'll wait. And
let some of the other queens speak. Let Dr. J or Phoenix get on here and tell us what's going on in their minds. Because Dr. J was sitting there smiling and sitting there content and being patient and everything. I want to see what's your mind on what we talking about at the moment.
Dr. J. So good morning to everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning.
And it's a really interesting conversation. I just feel like at some point in time, we got to all be adults. Say what you want. If you want to come and you want to have oral sex, say that's what you want to do. You know, if you want to come blow my back, I'll say that's what you want to do. But all of this back and forth, you know, these little reindeer games, I'm gonna try to do this. Or no, just say what it is. So everybody knows Dr. J, you know, I speak my mind. I say what it is. I'm not, you know, I'm 62. I'm not actively dating. I'm not having sex. You know, and that's my choice. I'm more of a person that I love mental stimulation. So you're not going to get me with, you know, oh, you're pretty, oh, your body is this, oh, that. You don't get me with that. You get me with, I'm trying to figure out if you can have a conversation, you know, and if you can speak to me on my level. I'm really about the mental stimulation, and most guys that I do encounter, because they do come, we sit down and we have conversations, and I have to say that if you have a conversation with a man and you're very open about where you are, most men that I've encountered, like I said, I'm 62, so I've been on the planet for a long time. And so this ain't nothing new to me. And I was married for 29 years. And I love sex, by the way. I love sex. So, you know, but the thing is, I'm grown enough to sit in front of a man
Mute your
and
phone, Sal.
say, you know, I'm grown enough to sit in front of a man and say that, you know, hey, right now, I'm not that person that's going to jump into bed with you. You know, I'm more about the mental stimulation, having conversations, stuff like that, going out. And I'm really open. I'm really transparent about where I am when it comes to sex and all of that. And I've met some amazing men. And, you know, so I don't run into that, you know, I'm gonna try to play her and get her into the bed. No, you're not gonna play me, because I'm telling you up front what it's going to be, you know, and I get to make that decision because I'm talking about me and my body. So I get to choose whether or not I'm going to give you my gift. I get to choose
That
that.
part.
So I don't need to play any games about how you're going to get this gift. I'm telling you up front how you're going to get it and how you don't get it. And so I think we have to, you know, start having those kinds of conversations. You know, when we want to go into dating, or when you're going out, you know, into places. And a lot of times, you know, it also depends on the
Damn right, Gerald.
situations that you put yourself in. If I'm going to a place where I know that people are going there to meet, or you're trying to meet up, or it's about, you know, a hookup or something like that, then what do I expect to happen? You know, so it's about where you place yourself. And I think that we got to really start looking at ourselves, women. I'm saying to women, and I meet so many women, especially women my age. I was actually on a call yesterday, which was crazy that y'all talking about this. And the call just kind of went left. And I don't know if the lady was going through something or whatever, because we wasn't even talking about it. And she just started saying, you know, can y'all pray for me? Because I need a man. And I'm like, well, where did that come from? And she continued on talking about how she needed a man, how she needed sex, and, you know, that kind of stuff. And I'm saying, listen, when you really get in touch with who you are, and you know yourself, and you love yourself, and you know your worth, you don't have to make no announcements. You know, you have to make no announcements, because the what you give off, the energy that you give off, will attract men. You know, and men will be able to see, like, this is a real woman. Either I want to talk to her, or I don't want to talk to her. You know, and so it's the energy that you give off. And some women give off that energy like, yeah, come get it right now. You know, I'm waiting, I'm hot, I need this right now. And then you have somebody like me, you ain't gonna know if I'm hot, cold, warm, ready. You ain't gonna know none of that, because I'm not gonna give that energy off. I'm not, you know, stop. You know, I tell women, stop playing to the room. Stop showing all your cards. You know, stop telling everything. As soon as you meet a man, you telling them your whole life story. Men don't want to hear your whole life story.
Her
They're not
name is
even
Dr.
listening.
Lady J, Andre.
They're
It's
not
Dr.
even,
Lady J.
yeah, you know, they're not even listening. A lot of men are not even listening once you continue talking about your life story. They don't want to hear it. You know, so I'm telling women, like, stop doing that. And women have to, you know, I think these are things that you learn as you get older, and you learn from your mistakes. But I'm really finding a lot of women my age who are just like, hey, you know, I'm past that mark of having children. You know, I feel like I'm not going to really get anybody, so they go into desperation mode and they just start they dressing like they 25, they acting like, you know, and it's just, you don't have to do these things. It's really not that hard. I think for the most part, you know, for both of us, male and female, we just want to be loved. You know, we want to be heard. We want to be supported. We don't want no games after a while, because it's like after you go through so much in life, you just like, I don't care. You know, I'm me. You know, this is who it is. You get what you get. And I think at some point in time, you just get to a point of comfort where you just like, okay, I ain't gonna play these games. And if I'm here by myself, I'm gonna enjoy me. And I'm going to enjoy life until that person comes. But when that person comes, we just gotta be open enough. You like to play with sex toys? Then say that. You know, say what you do. You like to look at porn? Say that. Let me know. You know, let me know what you like to do, so we can have a conversation. We grown. You know, just like y'all having a conversation on here now. So that's where I'm at with the whole thing. I don't judge people for what they like to do. It may not be my preference, but you know, I think at some point in time you got to have the conversation with yourself about what is it that I really want when it comes to a relationship. What am I looking for? What do I want? This is not about anybody else. What do I want? So when I do encounter this man or this woman, I'm able to clearly articulate, you know what, I'm Dr. Lady J, this is what I like. This is what I want. Most people, because they see me and they know that I'm a chaplain, they're like, oh, I can't talk about sex. I can't. Yes, you can. You can talk about sex. I'm human. I love having sex. And the reason I don't do the whole dating thing is because I know me. And I know that if I get actively involved with this person, that person, because they say you're smart, you're pretty, you got this, you got that, I'll be in the bed with everybody. So I know that I have to set boundaries for myself. And I have to now decide, okay, who I want to talk to, who I want to go out with, who I want to give my gift to. Right now, I haven't met anybody who's worthy of getting my gift. I don't care what people think. You know, they might say, well, your gift, yeah, my gift. This is my gift. And so when I feel like you're worthy of getting this gift, then you get it. Until then, you can keep it moving. I don't really care. You know, at this point in life, I don't really care. And I had to tell one brother, we went out for a few times. And after a few times of going out, he felt like, you know, well, when you gonna let me come to your house? When you gonna let me hit that? And so I had to explain to him, first of all, you're being disrespectful. When I'm gonna let you hit that, hit what? Like, who are you talking to? You're over 60 or you close to 60. So, you know, I'm not having that conversation with you. And then the other thing is, this is my gift. So let me figure out when I'm going to be ready to give that to you. And after 3 times of going out, you don't get it yet. Matter of fact, we're done. You know, because I cut you off real quick. We're done. That's it. And so I think you gotta set boundaries, and you have to know what those boundaries are. And I don't bend my boundaries for anybody. I don't. My boundaries are my boundaries. That's what it is. And if that means that I go to the grave without ever, you know, having sex or having a man or whatever, I'm good over here because I'm enjoying my life. You know, I'm enjoying me.
I believe that.
You know, I'm enjoying me, so I'm good. But I do feel like at some point in time, if you carry it the right way, the right person is going to come. And if y'all want to use toys, porn, or whatever to enhance, or go get a threesome, whatever y'all want to do, whatever you do in your bedroom, that's your business. That don't have nothing to do with me. I don't really care. You know, I don't. Do what you want to do. But that's, you know, that's my take on it. And most of all, what I would say to everybody is just love your life. You know, don't get so caught up in the fact that you don't have anybody that is causing you to be stuck and stagnant, and you can't move and you can't be you because you see everybody else around you in a relationship and you feel like, what's wrong with me? It's nothing wrong with you. It's nothing wrong with me. I know I'm a gift. I know I'm a jewel. I know I'm special. So ain't nothing wrong with me. That person has just not, you know, appeared, has not come in front of me yet. And it's okay, y'all. It's okay. Just be yourself and just love who you are. And we only get this one life. Live your life. Enjoy it. You know. Lastly, I'll say this. I'm grateful for the life that I have, the things that I've been able to do, experience, because when that person does come along, I can truly give you all of me, because I've already done that. You know, I've already done everything that I would love to do. I'm doing that right now. And so when that person comes, it would be easy for me to just give you all of my time and attention, because I'm doing those things now because I don't have anybody, you know, and I can pour myself into all of this fun stuff. But when that person comes into my life, you know, I can really give to them because I've had an opportunity to just enjoy me. So enjoy yourself now. So when that person comes, you're able to really say, you know what, I did that. I lived my life, and now I'm getting to live it even more with another person. So that's my take on it.
Good, solid take too.
So,
You got
and
some
there's
people in the
nothing wrong
comments
with
agreeing
being
with you and
celibate,
stuff
right?
too.
Say that
Yeah, but
again.
if you have a choice, when you don't have a choice, yeah, it's a difference. When you do have a choice and you can shut it down, it's different. So
Whose
that's true.
choice did you get?
No, it doesn't matter.
There's
It
nothing wrong
doesn't
with
Some
being
people
matter
don't have
the
that
celibate.
choice.
option.
You don't matter whether you have an option or not. She basically been said what Reese be saying. Leave Reese alone about sex. If you don't want to give it up, you ain't
Thank
gotta
you.
give it up. Now let me tell you what I got to say. Doctor, I like what you said. I really appreciate what you said, especially coming from a elder. So you and Reese are elders to me as far as in womanhood. My viewpoint is similar, but it's very different because I actually like sex. Okay, I
Well,
do.
we
I do
all
too.
do.
No,
I
I'm
I
not.
do
like
I'm
what
too.
just
Dr.
saying.
J said.
I'm coming from the younger perspective. Listen,
Mm-hmm.
don't get this. Listen, I like sex. I also will not give it up unless I want to, and I don't have sex with people unless I'm with you. So if we're not together, I'm not having sex. Let me just
Right.
say that. That don't escape the fact that I want to have sex. And I do masturbate because I'm not always having sex. I have a very high sex drive. I've had a very high sex drive since before I started having sex and didn't even know what it was. So there's an issue. So for me, because I'm 40, I'll be 41 in August. The viewpoint of sex is different because you guys are older. Some women, when they get older, like you said, you've had this experience, you're not dealing with this. I want this, I want that, I want this, with that. I want that too. You're not just about to come and try to dick me down. But what I do know is I'm not hanging out with a man or spending time with a man or cuddling with a man or hugging and kissing on a man unless I plan on giving up this pussy. I'm just gonna say that.
Thank you.
I'm just gonna
Thank
say that.
you.
You don't even get to get that close to me unless I plan on giving it to you.
Thank
You
you.
can't kiss these lips. You're not getting that unless I plan on allowing you to touch me. No man is allowed to get that close to me unless I plan on jumping your bones. I'm gonna just say that.
Copy that.
So that's the one.
Heard.
That's the one thing I'm saying.
Heard.
Don't play. If you don't plan on giving it up, don't let that man touch you. If you
Thank
don't plan
you.
on touching him or doing anything with him, don't get that close to him. And I'm telling you, this is why I said I love the viewpoint for my older. I love Reese. Reese, know I love her. We talk all the time. I get on her. I get on Reese. And Mama Dr. I love your viewpoint, and it's amazing because that helps me see kind of maybe what direction I may be going in, or just to see the viewpoint of my elders because I respect it and I love it. I'm just saying this. Do not get close to a man because men need sex. They need it. It's like air. Just like we need conversation and cuddling and intimacy, they need sex.
Gotta
That is
have
their
it.
form of intimacy. That is their form of cuddling because most men need to touch. Men are visual beings. They need to see you. They need to hear you. They need to touch you. And that's not the only thing they want because, of course, they want to cuddle. They want to be talked to. They want to be poured into just like we do, but they want to fuck. Point blank, that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you
So
for the
if
advocacy.
you don't plan on, I'm serious. If you don't plan on doing that with this man, don't even bother with him. Because at the end of the day, they can like you, they can really like you. But eventually, they're going to want to touch you. They're going to want to feel you because sometimes that's how they connect. Sometimes that's the only way they know how to connect. because that's been the only way that they've learned how to connect until they get with a woman who can teach them otherwise. But you cannot take the sex out of it because that is the connection for them. You gotta do
Don't
it.
forget.
If you're with this man and you let him touch and kiss all on you, girl, give it up. If you don't want to give it up, don't let him touch you. Don't let him kiss you. Don't even let him smell your neck. Because the minute they get a hint of that pheromone, they're going to want to get it. I mean, you just can't do that. And this is coming from somebody, I will smell my man neck and be ready to go. Matter of fact, as soon as he come around the corner, I'm like, all right, let's go. So it don't take much for me. And this is why I empathize with men, because we have so many different hormonal issues, and we could be regular, but our body changes so much that we are dealing with stuff. But men don't go through that. So they don't have an understanding. Yeah, they can empathize with us because they love us, but they still want to have sex. At the end of the day.
So let me ask you this. Okay, so it should be like, because I'm transparent and I'm telling them I'm celibate.
I'm gonna read y'all comments when I can. I'm sorry, y'all.
So he was like, okay, I'm gonna be patient with you. I know this. So you know I'm celibate, and we're trying to get close. So when he goes in to hug and kiss, I should say no. Don't hug me. Don't kiss me.
No, don't do it. Don't do him like that, because then it's like you're rejecting him. What you do is, listen. You can, if you want to kiss, that's fine, but you need to remember that we are not doing that. Just remind them, because they need to touch. You can't sit there and do a damn. You can't sit here and tackle them. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't want to go past certain things, remind them, because men forget. Once that blood get to rushing, they don't hear or remember shit. You have to talk. Hey, baby, hold on now. Remember, we're not having sex. I want to kiss you, but I don't want to turn you on. I want to lead you on when you know what I said, and I mean what I said. If he cares about you,
who wants to be in a relationship that has limitations,
but the
though?
thing is, if you're in a relationship, that's why I said, if you don't plan on being with this person, or you don't plan on actually giving it, again, there's something different with an older woman. There's something different with older women. I've been around older women all my life. I've been around older men all my life, which is why I can see both sides. I have been given the gift of knowing because I listen. I listen to the elders. I pay attention to the elders. I experience things, so I know. Child, I know you ain't got them boots on, child.
Yes, he do. Yes, he do.
So you have to understand, it don't matter if a man is older. I don't care if you not. Listen here, Robert De Niro just had a baby not so long ago. They old. They're older. If the blood can go there, they want to go there. So
79 years old.
You have to understand that no matter what, and like Rodney said, if you're in a relationship, that's different. But if you're just friends, that's, okay, cool. But if you're in a relationship and you're working towards something, you have to understand that eventually this man gonna want some booty. And if you're working on a relationship, eventually you should want him too. If you don't have those feelings, leave it alone.
Because you playing.
And right, and that's the thing. If you're in a relationship, and you're not gonna give anything up, you might as well hang the relationship up, because I don't understand that part. And I know some people probably going to get on me about this because I'm a chaplain and everything, but I mean, like people are like, should I test drive the car? I mean, yeah, test drive the car. That's a big thing for me, because if I walk down the aisle with you before I test drive the car and we get in that bedroom, I'm going to be real disappointed. That's going to be a problem, because I know me and I know how I am and I know what I want in the bedroom. So, yeah, I will test drive the car in the relationship. Yes, I will. And I know some people probably gonna be like, "Oh my goodness," but yeah, I will, because that's important. I ain't trying to sign no more papers for a marriage or anything like that. And then I get into the bedroom, and the one thing I've been waiting for, I get disappointed. That's gonna be a problem for me. That's gonna be a problem. Yeah. So let me tell y'all this, and because I'm always being really transparent. But I had met somebody, and we really nice person, really nice person. But as we started talking, maybe like a couple months in, he said to me that he has what is it called? Erectile dysfunction. He has ED, right? Well, I had already left the room at that point. Like my mind and everything is gone. I'm gone when he said that. Because now I already know, sir, that this is not going anywhere.
At
And
all.
so I had to be really clear and honest with him. Like, you know, you cool and everything. I like you. You're a good person, but that's a big thing for me. I'm not going to invest my time and attention into a relationship. Thank you for being honest. And this is what I'm saying about having those conversations up front. And he was comfortable enough because I always make it comfortable for men to sit down so we can talk. Like, tell me what's
That's what's
going on,
up.
because I'm telling you what's going on with me. So he was comfortable enough to tell me that that's a problem. That's been a problem for
Yeah.
him as he's gotten older. And like I told him, you know, we can be friends. But in a relationship, no, we can't be in a relationship because I know what I'm looking for and I know what I want. And I
Yeah.
know that if we continue, you know, for the long haul, that you're not going to be able to perform. That's, you know, and
Yeah.
you know, I'm
He just
sorry.
wanted
And
to test
he,
drive a car before me.
yeah, and he was like, he said, well, you know, he was telling me that he was telling me that he really liked me, and what would he need to do, like, to continue this on? And I'm like, it's nothing
Expectations
that
and
you can
something
do.
ruin a lot
The
of good
thing
things.
is, if we were in a
You
relationship
just need
or a
to find
marriage and
someone
that happened,
that is your
that's
speed
something
and be
totally
dating
different.
someone with the high
But
test
coming
stuff.
into,
If you're
you know, a
smooth and don't
situation,
misbehave and do
and
the
you're
wrong thing.
telling me that I got to remove myself because
Facts.
it's not going to work for me. And so that's why I'm saying we got to have those conversations. But if I'm in a relationship with you, I'm not
Not
going to be
mulch.
celibate in the relationship. I'm not. But prior to the relationship, you know, it'll get to a point where I'll allow hugging, kissing, and stuff like that. But that's because I'm getting ready to go into this relationship. But just out here randomly doing it, no, I'm not. I'm speaking for me. I'm not going to do it. But that's what I said. I go back to, we got to have those conversations and be grown enough to say, what, you know, how you feeling? Like he
Yeah.
said to me, you know, well, he was saying to me, well, I'm into oral sex. Well, I'm like, that's what you're into. But then when it comes to pleasing me, what you want to do for me? So you're already telling me you got ED. So it's just, we don't need to keep having this conversation. Like I already left the building. We're done. You know, and I'm just clear on that. Like I'm done. I done left the building. So, you know, mentally I'm gone. The body is here, but mentally I'm gone and I'm done. And I already said what it is. So, you know, I think it's just about having those conversations.
Yeah.
Trey, before you
Well,
read
look,
the
y'all.
comment,
Yeah.
before you read the
I just
comment,
wanted to
Trey,
jump
oh, I'm
in
sorry.
here
Hold on,
and
Chop.
tap in with y'all. I
Oh,
just
go ahead.
wanted to
No,
jump
go
in
ahead.
here and tap in with y'all because I'm usually on the show for Friday, for Freaky Friday, because I don't have to work. But this Friday I had to work because I'm going on vacation next week. But I wanted to tell everybody that, you know what I mean, I love y'all. I'm sorry I couldn't be on today, but I just had to tap in for a minute and let y'all know that I love y'all. Shout out to the Morning Mac Show. Definitely sharing y'all on the
Oh,
page.
that's what's
And I
up.
also needed to remind everybody that Rodney will be in Silver Springs, Maryland on Saturday at 9 p.m. with 20 Man Green at Silver Springs Restaurant. So
The
So
Morning
you
Mac
coming to
crew,
reach out.
the whole
huh?
Morning Mac crew, the whole Morning Mac crew.
The whole
Yes, I
Morning Mac
will.
That's
crew will be
right,
there,
baby. You about to
but for
have all the
sure,
support.
Yeah.
Rodney will be
How you gonna
there.
steal my shine, child?
Huh?
I've been waiting this whole time to say that, man.
Hey,
It's all
well,
right.
listen,
Yeah, at least you
you
got some people
remind
in
them again
attendance. At
too,
least you ain't
Rodney.
standing alone in that
But I
big venue
just had to let
space.
them know, and I just wanted to let y'all know I love y'all Morning Mac Show, and I always appreciate y'all having me on. And everybody have a good, blessed day, man.
I appreciate that.
We
Just make
love
your
you
money,
too.
bro. I
Thank
appreciate you
you.
sliding by this
All
joint
right,
for a little
y'all.
bit.
Yeah, and I
Hey,
definitely still be in the comments.
Uh-huh.
I got a roll. I'm gonna be in the comments too, but you know, I just feel that Althea is suffering from vagina dysfunction, and maybe she need to go get some pills or something to help with it. But you know, nah,
Leave me alone.
it's all good. Nah, I appreciate everything everybody said, and I mean, yeah. But if you want to be in a relationship, nobody want limitations on their relationship. You know,
Yeah.
figure it out. If you're gonna be in one, but don't play with it. You know what I'm saying? Like don't treat that. Don't sit there and play with that, man. And don't be on here talking every Friday about how much all this good sex and this, that, and the other, and you ain't giving it up. So shit.
Yeah.
But
Wait a
you know,
minute.
stop wasting
No
time.
sex
Yeah.
because I've had it. Just
Yeah.
because I'm not giving it up now Don't mean I don't know what it is, what it feel like, and what it do.
In 1996, I could run the 40 in 4.3 seconds. Nobody gives a fuck. I can't do it now. So therefore,
I can't talk about sex like I'm a dinosaur.
But you're not doing it. The thing is, you talking about something you're not doing. Like that's like me going into a restaurant. Hold on. That's like me going into the restaurant talking about recipes and this, that, and other, and I can't cook shit. You know what I'm saying? Like what the hell you in there for? You ain't cooking.
Or beast, that's like hosting. That's like hosting a cooking show when you're anorexic.
Yeah, you believe me. Don't talk to me about barbecue. That's like me going to Marley and talking about barbecue. Marley can't talk to me about barbecue. That nigga barbecuing vegetables. He ain't got no fucking meat on the grill. Like what I give a.
And what happened to be?
That don't mean he don't know how to.
I don't know. It seemed like he lost connection.
Hey,
Next,
That's fucked up, Molly.
There you go. It's refreshed.
Nah, Molly did that shit. Anyway.
That don't mean he don't know how to do it. It's just he's just not doing it. That don't mean I know everything about sex and how to
you don't know everything about sex. All right. How'd it feel when you had sex in the last 3 years? You don't know because you ain't had it. So therefore you don't know how it feels. So you don't know everything. You don't know everything. You just said I know everything about sex. You don't. That's a lie.
I know everything. I know what I need to know about sex. You don't know nothing about sex because you had the same partner for 27 years.
Yeah.
So you don't know other people. So you don't know what it's like to be with other people. So all you
guess what?
Sex you had. So
I know what it was like to have sex last night. How about you? Tell me how it was when you had sex last night. I can tell you how it was when I had sex last night, and I can call my partner, and she'll tell you how it was when I had sex last night.
Oompa, oompa, oompa dee doo. The Morning Mac Show is definitely for you. Monday through Friday, it's the place to be. And guess what, crowd? Sometimes you'll see me. It's your boy, Mr. John. Tune in to the Morning Mac Show. Have a blessed day. My name is Mr. John, and I'm out.
Okay, back to what I was saying. Just because I'm not doing it, that don't mean I don't know how to do it. I know the recipe. I know how to do it and cook it up and everything. So don't get it twisted. Don't get that twisted.
Oh, hold up. Let me say this. It don't matter if you only been with one person because I was only with one person for years, and best believe I was getting it in. Okay. Okay. So you can't say that.
You missed my whole point. He said.
No, I know what you saying.
I'm telling him he only been with one person because he's telling me I don't know what it's like to have sex and I'm not doing it. Well, you only had with one person. You only know what it's like with that one person. You don't know what it's like to have sex with all these other people. He's telling me I can't tell the people about sex because I'm not doing it. But you can't tell the people about only the sex that you had. You can't tell them about nobody
But it's
else.
sex though. It's sex. So if he's doing anything at all,
or with anything,
I don't care if he's just putting his finger in it. If he can at least talk about it, because he recently did it. So I don't mind hearing from anybody, but I'm more inclined to hear from somebody who's actively on the subject that we on. So I just feel like certain subjects, if you don't tie to it, like we said on the phone, personally, you just let this type of day be for the people who might have a little bit more to say about it than you. Is all I'm saying. That doesn't make what you're saying irrelevant. But I'm saying it would have, for me as a viewer or consumer, it would have less steam because I know for sure that you're not actively doing anything at the moment in time. Doesn't mean you can't speak on it. I just feel like
anything. That's what the conversation is.
Come on, let's be real. Let's be real for no. Let's be real for a second because the pictures and things that you share with me in private. Let's keep it G for a quick second. The shit that you share with me on my phone outside of the show is my evidence and memory for what you do and don't do. So let's not act like I don't know. Okay. So that's what I'm saying.
You wasn't with me the other day.
Regardless, we know you're not active. We know you're not active.
Only knew from
you told everybody you're not active. We know you're not.
You only know at that time.
It's okay. You're
And
not
at that
active right
time,
now, and it's okay to not be active.
it's
We're not
I didn't
trying to,
tell
Make
you.
everything a
we're
debate,
not
dog.
trying
You're
to
being
like get at you or
disrespectful.
nothing. You're not active right
You're
now. You
telling
said you're
me
not. You
about my
said you're
life.
not. You said
Okay,
you're
I'm not
y'all,
celibate
living.
right
y'all,
now.
y'all, y'all,
You
please,
Yeah,
missing the
it's
point.
dumb.
please.
You said you're
That's not what.
celibate. It's okay to be celibate though, but that's not like if somebody's more inclined to listen in a certain direction, that's okay. Maybe sometimes you step away from the subject matter and let other people speak on it. Like that's okay sometimes.
People teach that from experience, from what they know, what they learn. And like I said, that was a couple of months ago, right? It was in April, right, when we talked. This is now June, so you don't know what I've done since we had that conversation to now.
Okay, so tell us now.
I'm not telling you now because it's
Okay,
not
so
none of
let's
your
move on to
business
somebody
now
who will
because
tell
you
us then.
already
That's
got
all.
a preconceived notion that Reese not doing that or Reese whatever,
Well,
whatever.
tell
Because
us
I
what you are
choose
doing.
to keep
This is the day
my
to do that.
goodies, my goodies. I'll let you all talk
Okay,
since
so
everybody else is
let
saying.
us talk like I was just suggesting. I was just saying that maybe you
So
should let us
everybody
talk.
else talk about their sexual escapades and all that stuff. But wherever you go through,
I
did
don't
it, been there, done it.
I'm
So I'm
confused though
sitting back.
because you just said that I was just saying let us talk and then you when I asked you to say what you're doing, you said no, I'm not gonna say
Well, what are
anything. I'm gonna
you
let you guys
doing?
talk.
Let's talk
So I'm
about what
not
you're
sure.
doing.
Of
What are
course,
you
let's ask a question about it. Let's get into a subject and talk about it. Sure. Anything. Because that's what today is, I thought, right?
Pussy fat.
Am I confused?
So,
Because
so for me, can I just say something? For me, I didn't know what y'all was talking about. I actually came on because I was coming on to talk about an event that I have coming up. I had no idea y'all was talking about sex. I ain't doing it. I ain't doing it. I don't have nobody, so no, I don't fit into the conversation. But I really didn't know, what the topic was. But I was just coming on basically to talk about my event. But it is an interesting subject. Like, I like it. I'm enjoying it, but I'm straight up no, I ain't having sex right now.
See, but
So
it
yeah.
doesn't. But my point is, it doesn't take away from whether someone is sexually active or not. I'm saying that and you're being honest and saying that you're not either. I don't want to hear from somebody who's toying with the fact that they are or aren't. One day you are, one day you aren't. I don't want to hear that from somebody as much as somebody I would to just say, hey, this is what I know, this is what I've been through, but I'm not actively doing it right now. I can take that versus somebody playing with the fact that they are active. I'm not active. Oh, I'm out there on the playground. No, I'm not. Oh, I'm out there. Which one are you doing? So when somebody says it verbatim, I'm like, okay, cool. What else you want to, talk about? That's fine to give whatever it takes. But like I said, I'm more inclined to hear from somebody who is tying to the subject of the day, which is, whatever sexual activities people are bringing up. Or experiences like some of the videos she played earlier today about certain devices and little things people like to use. Okay, if I'm not somebody who likes to use that type of device, I'm not going to speak on it. I'm pretty sure I have something to say about it as far as knowledge or something, some type of take, but I'm more inclined to hear from someone who either experienced it or did it. Or, so that's it. But, you not being active at the moment has nothing to do with any of your timeline. If you just simply be like, oh, okay, I'm not active right now, but this is what I want to say. Nobody's closed off from their opinion, but, that's all it is.
Now, okay, it's silence on the line. Somebody say something.
Y'all can hear?
Okay,
Anyway,
next person go
because
ahead. Thank you. Go ahead.
that's right. So, is there another video?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
had
cause
another
you
video.
we got some preloaded already that she has sent in. This is her next one.
We're going to be talking about piercings. No, not the ones in your ears, but the ones down there. I'm Dr. Rena Malik, urologist and pelvic surgeon, and today we're going to talk about the history of genital piercing, who gets genital piercings, what kinds are there available, and what are the risks and benefits. So historically, genital piercing began in men to prevent foreskin from everting or opening or allowing the head of the penis to show. And one of these procedures is called infibulation. It's where a metal ring or bar is used to connect the foreskin above the glands of the penis to prevent the foreskin from coming down. Now, this may sound crazy to a lot of us, but back in 25 BC to 50 AD, people were doing this procedure. And while it's not exactly documented as to why why they were doing it, some hypothesized that it was being done in order to preserve the voice. And what they thought was that participating in sexual activity actually caused the change of a voice. And they wanted to preserve the voice, particularly of boys who were singing in chorus or had promising careers in music. They wanted to prevent that from happening. And so that's why they started doing this, presumably. However, others think that it may have been used by comedians or performers more as an adornment or jewelry piece, or even to increase attractiveness. Others have written passages that describe this as being a procedure done to prevent having children before you come of age. I'll read one to you guys. It says, one pulls the foreskin forward and piercing it transversely with a threaded needle. One leaves a large thread until the holes have cicatrized. Then, removing the thread, one replaces it with a large iron ring, which remains in place until the patient reaches the age of majority. They used to claim that this ring prevented association with women until the age of 25, at which time it was removed, forced them not to dissipate themselves, and then they conserved themselves to produce strong children in a condition to serve the Republic. So then,
Imagine this, a mild to moderate eczema treatment.
Marty, you cut it. Okay, that was the video about piercing. But before we jump into that conversation, I wanted that Lady J get a chance to talk about what she has going on, an upcoming event. I do want to set aside the time for her. So while everything's cooling off, we give Lady J the floor to discuss what she got coming up. Lady J.
So wow, like y'all done thrown me so much this morning. But anyway, this event that I have coming up is something that I've been doing for the past 4 months now. And for those of you who don't know, I do a lot of work in the criminal justice system, and I work with ex-offenders, returning citizens and people that are incarcerated. So at the beginning of this year, in January, I was given the Presidential Volunteer Service Award, which is it's the highest award that you can get for volunteer service. And so after I got the award, I was saying to myself, like, it's great that I got the award, but I got the award because of the people that I work with. And so I went back and did a little bit more research to see if I would be able to give out awards to people that are returning citizens, people that have been incarcerated. And in doing the research, I found out they couldn't get the award that I had gotten, but there were Presidential Volunteer Service Awards that they can get. And all they have to do is put in 300 community service hours within 12 months, can't have gotten into any trouble since they've been out. And so with the awards, they got a medallion from the White House. They also got a certificate letter from the White House, and their names are archived in the White House as having received the award. And so every month I've been doing this event where, we bring the families out, family and friends and whoever their supporters are, and we have dinner. And then we go into the award ceremony, and we get a chance to really boast on them and talk about what they're doing. Now, on May 27th, while I was on vacation, I got an email from the government company, which was AmeriCorps, that's over giving out these awards and everything from the White House. And Trump has shut the whole thing down because he doesn't feel like people are worthy of getting any type of presidential award. And this is the first time in history that they're not going to be given out. He shut down the website. And not only did that affect giving out awards and the awards can be given to children as young as 5 years old. And so not only does it affect giving out the awards, but AmeriCorps was a humanitarian government program. And so they went into the inner city. They also had programs like Job Corps. All of those programs have been shut down. And so a lot of our young people who were in those programs who had nowhere to go, and that was their only hope, and they were getting paid and trained and everything, some of them are now homeless because he shut down the program. And so I had to go back to my team. We decided that we're still going to continue on with this event, the rest of the year. We can't let him that administration, we can't let him stop anything, because my thing is, the media is big on showing our black men when they're in trouble, when they handcuffed, when they did this, when they did that. Even before they're proven guilty, they've already made them guilty in front of all of us. And so my thing is now showing them in a different light, showing our black men and the women also, but especially our black men, in a different light, so people can see that they've been incarcerated, but look at what they're doing now. And a lot of them that I've already and I sent you some more pictures of some of the people, but a lot of them that we're awarding, they've now gotten their doctorate degrees, all kinds of degrees. They have their own businesses and all kinds of stuff. So the next event coming up is on the 29th of this month. And what I do is I honor at least 6 returning citizens, and I also honor people who are inside, and I give the award. I get these crystal awards, and I give them to the family members to hold until their family member comes home. But a lot of our brothers and sisters are doing great things on the inside, and so I give awards to them. And so going forward, we're going to be giving those crystal awards to returning citizens, and I always pick somebody in the community who's doing great things, and we award them as well. So if y'all want to come out and support us every month, I'll send the information to the show so y'all know when it's coming up. But we have one coming up on the 29th of this month. The tickets for the event are $25. You get dinner with it, and we celebrate returning citizens. And so also, if you know anybody that's a returning citizen and you want to nominate them to get this award, you can reach out to me also, and we can set that up to get them. Yeah, we can actually get them set up to receive the award. It's really amazing when you read about one gentleman I had a couple months ago spent 38 years in prison, and 8 of those years were in solitary confinement, and he's now a psychologist.
Oh,
And he's
wow.
actually one of the people on my team, and he studied the brain to the point that I've never heard anybody explain how the brain functions like him. Like, it's unbelievable. But he said being in solitary confinement for 8 years, he had to do something so he wouldn't go crazy. So he studied about the brain. And so it's just so many different stories, but we actually read their stories at the event so you can see where they were. One gentleman went in at 15 years old. He came out at 58 years old. And he's just getting married, just had a baby. And so for some of them, they went in and they're coming out to a brand new world. And so it's a lot. But with the resources and everything that we're doing, it's really great. But this is just another add-on to what I've been doing with the returning citizens. And we need your support. We definitely need support. We need sponsors, because this is something that I came up with, and it costs money. It costs a lot of money to do this, to put this on every month, but I think it's worth it. And we have gotten the media's attention and everything, and been on the news and everything about it, but we got to push it more, because the thing is, if we don't do it for ourselves, nobody's going to do it. And we have to be vigilant and letting the media and everybody else know that just as much as you put our men and women on the screen for doing wrong, you need to put them on the screen for when they do right, and let them see
Very
the great
true.
things that they're doing right now. A lot of these returning citizens are doing amazing things, and we don't ever hear about it. So that's what this program is about.
I know that's right.
Do anybody have any questions for Dr. J? Trey?
No, but that's
No,
it's
because
such a wonderful.
oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. You were talking. Go ahead.
Oh, no. I was just saying that I was going to reach out to you on behalf of one of my friends. I'm not going to say their name on the live stream or anything like that. But last time he was here, I was mentioning a friend and asking about getting things rectified for them, because that's a conversation that him and I have had about, how I know certain things after like 7 years or a certain amount of time, and you can expunge it, but everybody's not educated on how to remove things off of their record, because there's a lot of things I realized just off of my just basic reading that you can go to. I think, the courthouse and sign certain papers and get certain things printed out, and you can actually have things removed off of your record, like credit, for instance. So I feel like I know for sure I have someone to pass along to you as far as information to try to get them free, because anybody's dealing with any type of record. There's a lot of jobs now that do work with people that have records, but
They do.
for the most part, it's still the
It's
biggest
still very
blockade you can
hard.
have on you. So I definitely have somebody to bring to you.
Okay, and like you said, as far as the expungement, like it's what I tell everybody, especially our younger people. Y'all think
Yes.
it's funny. You think it's funny that you out here flexing and everything, but once you get behind that wall, you disappear, because it's easy to get in. It's hard to get out. And then once you finally get out, you're talking about expungement. You're talking about trying to get a job. You don't just walk into that. It's very hard to get these things done, even though these are things that should be open to you. But because of the stigma that's placed on, and I'll say our people, it's harder for them to move along unless you have a group, or I call it a village. Like we have a village. And so
Yeah.
we make sure we're a whole wraparound service, and we make sure if I can't do it, I'm pushing it to this person, they're pushing it to another person. Because one thing we're not going to
That
let you
part.
do is fall or return back to where you came from. And so everybody that I work with, I always tell them the only reason you will go back behind that wall is because you want to. Because we
Yeah.
give you every opportunity, every avenue is out here for you to succeed. And what I want to do is just congratulate all of the men and women that I work with, and it's been over like 200 within the past couple of years, and only 2 have gone back. Is everybody else is out here doing amazing. They're doing great things. And so, again, those are the things that we got to keep focusing on. And they are not only working on their stuff, but they're giving back to the community. So they're out in the community doing a lot of volunteer work.
Yeah.
That's great. But one thing I want to say about the expungement, if you get it expunged, if you get your record expunged and you planned on suing, you cannot. My brother was falsely accused of something, and they locked him up, made him stay in there, go through trial and everything, and the guy he lied on him, but then eventually said he wasn't. If he got his record expunged, but they said if he get it expunged, he cannot sue the court system. He can't sue the
Wow.
police. So that's the only thing about that. They make you keep that
I
mess
didn't know
on
about
there,
that.
even when you're innocent,
Right.
if you're trying to sue them. So you
Right.
just need to be mindful of that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and everything about, and that's what I said about the system. It's a lot of things that people don't know, but the bottom line is everything is about that underlying threat of, if you do this, this could happen. If you do this, that, it's always an if. And so once you've been in the system, and that's said to them, people kind of back away. And so that's what we do. All of the organizations that I'm a part of, we fight for people like that. You should be able to get that off of your record and sue if you were not responsible for the crime that they said that you did. But yet and still, you still got to walk around. The other thing that's happening to a lot of our men and women, especially the younger ones, is they're telling them, plea. They're offering them a plea deal, and they don't understand that if you take this plea, that means you may never be able to go up for parole, ever. And so, I've had to go in and really talk to a lot of our young people and say, don't take that plea. One of my young men, they up 25 years old, they offered him life plus 60 years, no plea. I mean, no parole, no chance for parole. And, his mother stood up and screamed in court. We have to really educate our young people to help them to understand this is not a joke. This is real. And I've sat in courtrooms, because I go to court with them as well. And I've sat in courtrooms. There's some great public defenders, and then there's some who just there. And I've sat in courtrooms where the public defender has literally sat through the whole trial and not said a word, not cross-examined, not nothing, not even called her person, his person to the stand. And these young people are getting long sentences. I mean, long. They're going in as young men and women. They're going to be old men and women when they come out. Parole
Wow.
for them may not happen until they're about 40 or 50 years old. They can go for parole. So, you know, it's a lot going on. It's a very it's hard work. And I work with a lot of the high profile cases that y'all see on the news. Um, I'm the person that's behind in the background a lot with them in those cases. And you know, just to see the stuff that's going on, because when your child or you commit a crime, especially if it's for murder, you're talking about putting up at least 20 grand just to get an attorney, 20 grand or more. One lady put up 20 grand plus her house, you know, so it's not cheap. And because a lot of our people don't have money like that, they're forced to get public defenders, and a lot of them fall. Once that happens, they fall through the system. So everybody that I'm working with now that's come out, they have done at least, I think the highest that I've seen so far is about 42 years. One person did 42 years. So the people that I'm working with, they've been locked up for a long, long time. And they're coming out now trying to get used to technology. You know, the buses, everything has changed. And but it's great because we get to work with them. And then in between all of this, you know, I get to honor them at programs like this. And that's why I do it, because I want them to know that they are loved, and we do see the change, and we acknowledge, you know, what they're doing. And so, and again, if anybody wants to be a part of our team, you can let me know that too, because I'm open to having people in the team to help us to continue to build this.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah. Love what you're doing out there. Thanks for all that you do, lady.
Thank
Jay.
you. Thank you.
I got a lot of friends that's home now, and they part of a couple of little programs out here that been helping them get back on their feet, found apartments, jobs, and stuff. One of my friends, IT tech, after doing 20 years, you know, he came home straight to. He said he was studying and in jail. You know, then he came home. They made him take like a 6-month class, which was easy for him, he said, because he knew everything. But you know, it's good to see that they doing great. It's just crazy because a lot of our friends who wasn't in jail, you know, and we welcome them home and stuff, we see that they got more benefits and outlets than we do. You know, we've been out here struggling, you know, surviving, actually not committing crimes and doing everything we need to do right. So it's just crazy that, you know, a lot of us don't get those benefits. We don't get the grants that we sign up for. And it seems like you got to do wrong just to do right. But it helps when you blend with these guys, because now they get in position to start nonprofits and actually help and actually pushing the movement the way we've been trying to do for years. And it's crazy that it took for them to come home and get the benefits that we've been trying to get forever. But now, due to their circumstances, they getting it. You know, people supporting them because of the things they've been through, and we right behind them. We don't care where the money come through to get us to help these kids, as long as it's coming. But that is one thing crazy. That's why I'm not shocked that they put a freeze on all that stuff, because they didn't take it away. But I think when they bring it back, they're not gonna bring back every last job. But they put a freeze on it because there's kids out here that's want to start entrepreneurship, and you know, it's time to start funding those kids that's actually trying to do something and ain't messing up. But it's crazy that they got to go in debt to actually do good. They got to take out loans. So now they switching things up there. If you want to be an entrepreneur, when you get out of school, you smart enough to start a business, they're going to have funding for you. But who they going to take that money from? Why they got to take it from the kids who coming out to try to do right? It seems like they always got to take from one to give to the other instead of just giving the both. That's the one thing that I don't like.
Yeah. And this administration, I don't care what nobody say. I don't know if anybody on here is a Trump supporter, but I'm going to say it anyway. They are not for us. They are not for us. And so a lot of things that he's taking away, it's really affecting our community. It really is. And and something you said, brother, about you being out and the ones coming out and getting a lot of stuff. And I totally I see that and I hear it. And it's really sad because our society has always been big on trying to remove the black man from the family, from the home, from being the dad and all of that. And so now it's like people are starting to see that. All races are starting to see that. And so what the turnaround now has been, it's like this whole huge movement, because I go down to Annapolis too, during the legislative sessions, and we go down and we fight for those in the caught up in the criminal justice system. But there's a whole movement now as these black men are coming out of prison to say, you know what, we got you. We're going to make sure that what happened before never, ever happens again. And so you got people out here that saying, I will give jobs only to people that are returning citizens. You know, people are now more open to help and support because they see what happened. And we can't, you know, it's hard to go back and correct all of the wrongs that happened before. But what I like, something that you did say, is that these brothers and sisters are coming out, building their businesses, and then opening the doors for other people who've been out here, never committed a crime, and they're opening doors for them to get jobs. I've seen it. You know, they've opened a lot of doors for other people. And so it's a movement, and I tell people it's a slow movement, but it's a movement, you know, and things are changing, but we're up against a lot of people at the same time who don't want to see the movement take place. I'll just put it like that. And so we have to fight against a lot of stuff every single day. But it is happening. And so that's why we want to encourage more and more people to get involved. And if you have not been to Annapolis, it's really important for people to know that you have to go down there between December and March. Go down to Annapolis to find out what they're doing, because people don't understand that in Maryland, you can be arrested for so many things and charged. And you're like, what? Like, I didn't even know. One of the brothers that's incarcerated that just got a life sentence, he was actually in the car with his friend who had murdered somebody at a, I don't know, Wawa, 7-Eleven, something. He didn't go in to murder them, but he ended up stealing something, got caught, shot the guy, and ran out. They found out, you know, later the guy had passed away. But my client didn't even know that had happened. He was just riding with him the next day, and when they got pulled over, because he was with him, he was charged as well, and he got a murder sentence. He got charged for murder and got a life sentence. And so, you know, like I told my son, you got to be careful who you ride with. You got to really pay attention. In the state of Maryland, it's a lot of laws that's so old that need to be taken off the books, but they're there. And so you got to be really, really careful. And Annapolis, if you go there, it will really open your eyes up to a lot of the laws that are going on. And you're also able to go down there and voice your opinion about it as well. Talk to the legislators about what's going on.
That part.
I had a question, Lady J, about what you said about the Job Corps program. So they, like, the people that's in it, are they still continuing with their training and education, or did they just shut it down so no new people can go into it?
No, a lot of the buildings that these young people were housed in across the country have been closed and shut down. Some of them were shut down without notice, and the children are literally homeless. A lot of them are homeless now. They left their environment to go into this so they wouldn't get in trouble. And so now it's been abruptly, everything that he's done, it's just been abruptly shut down, doors closed. And, you know, some of these children were walking out with just their clothes in plastic bags, just looking around because they don't have anywhere to go. And we talking about young people like 17, 18, 19 years old.
That's
and so
scary, man.
That's scary, and it hurts my heart because my son benefited from that program years ago. He went into Job Corps. He was in the Harpers Ferry. Then they put him down to San Marco, Texas, where he was working with them. He actually ended up getting a job with them when he moved down there to Texas. And he said there was a huge campus where kids from all over was coming. And like it's a university. It was like a university,
right.
And they had dorms. So, and why isn't that any of that? I didn't see any of that on the news. They closed the campus down and put those kids out
on the street. It's been on the news a little bit, a teeny bit, and I just know about it because I'm working in this area. But most people don't know that. Most people don't know that a lot of young people across the country are homeless right now. Some of them have already reoffended. They're already back in detention centers, and they're now sending our children not from the courtroom to detention centers, but from the courtroom straight to adult prisons. So, and this new administration is big on, don't give them a slap on the wrist. So before I got on the show this morning, I was on a call and the lady was talking to me about, because I go to Baltimore County Detention Center to work with the youth over there, that they have gotten so many 13-year-old children at the Baltimore County Detention Center right now that they don't even know what to do. So they're trying to, figure out how to handle them because they're kids, they're babies, 13. How to handle them, what to do for them. But she said it's so much going on over there. And they just coming through the door. It's really, when I get there, sometimes I feel like I'm at a daycare center because it's so many children there. And but they're coming from families, very difficult situations, and just the environment that they live in, and a lot of them are in survival mode. They end up getting in trouble and they end up at the detention center. She was telling me that a couple of them that are there are waiting to go to trial, and they will be going to an adult prison. That I shouldn't say they will be. I'm not going to put that into the atmosphere. But what the prosecuting attorney wants to do is put them into the adult prison rather than putting them into a juvenile detention center. So yeah, there's a lot going on out there.
And they house these kids. That's why it's scary to accept anything from them. Like I don't know how it was for the Black Panthers over them, but it should be already something we got put in place for these kids when they come home, or troubled kids, but we allow the government to place them in. Yeah, y'all can come in all, and then they can literally say, get out. Then people get mad, and then they go out here and commit crimes. It's still like they got to be accountable too. They ain't just commit a crime because, they ain't know what to do and da-da-da.
Right.
That's why I say people out here that find a way all the time. We don't know what to do sometimes. That don't mean go out here commit a crime. That don't mean rob a store, shoot a dude, and get away. And then you get caught. You got to learn from these things. So I get both sides. It's sad that they out here, but it's because we depend on them so much. Some of these kids probably was able to go home, and now you back around that old environment that got you there in the first place, and they can't handle it. So a lot of them do need that growth, but it's like we can't depend on the government, though. Every time they give us something, they take it away. Here go food stamps. Oh, they taking away food stamps. Everybody kirking out. What we gonna do? We don't know what was we doing before they gave out food stamps?
Right.
What was these kids doing before they started Job Corps and things like this? It's just like it's always they give us something to take away from us, and then we beg to get it back. So when we get it back, we appreciate it. And then they got us back in the cycle. It's just like having a kid, just giving them a lollipop and taking it from them, watch them cry, handing it back to them. Oh, they stop there. You take it back, people crying again. Oh, they took it. Well, let's get our own. We got enough Black people out here that's rich. I'm pretty sure some people that been incarcerated that's doing great now. Let's come back and give to these kids that's in the situation that you was in. But for some reason, they think they can't do it without the government assistance. They always feel like we got to get. No, you don't. We don't need them. It's good to have them when they're on our side, but it don't matter who in office, Trump, Biden, Obama. They don't care for the people at the bottom. It ain't no race thing. It's just majority of the people in prison is Black. If majority of them was white, you'll be seeing white people on here saying the same thing. They took away this and that. They ain't got to deal with the situations we got to deal with. So it's like whatever they take something, it hurt us the most. So it's like we got to put something together so we ain't got to depend on them so much. So when these things happen, we all right.
That is so true. And it's painful to see when you're actually up close and personal to it, because I have a 29-year-old, and I couldn't imagine him being 13 in a detention center. You know, it's so many things when I look at these kids and and I see the things that they're doing. And when you go to a prison and you actually see kids at a prison, like it's heartbreaking. They're getting raped. They get their money for commissary, they get their money stolen. It's a lot that they go through. And so and we, because it's not really talked about and exposed a lot, on social media, on the news, it kind of just goes past everybody and people don't really know what's going on unless that's why I thank all of you for allowing me to be able to even come on and talk about it, because most people don't want to talk about it. I've reached out to podcasters, I've reached out to the news. There's certain news stations, and I'll give it up to Fox 45. They've had me on a lot talking about it. But those other news stations, they don't even acknowledge my emails, nothing. They won't come out and cover the events. And that's because they don't want to see us coming together as a community and rallying behind, these men and women. And those are the things that we have to change. And I always say to people, like, we come together, we'll rally, for this happened, that happened, and then we go back home and then it's silence. We got to keep on consistent. We got to be consistent in what we're doing, because we are literally, I don't know if people know, we literally are losing a whole generation through death, through prison, all of that. Like, I mean, these young kids are dying before they're 25. They losing their life. And a lot of them, when I talk to them, I'm always asking, okay, so if you could get out, what's your goal once you get out? And a lot of them will say, one young man said, I just want to live to be an old man. And I said, I got you on that. He said, yeah, I just want to live to be 25, if I can make it to 25. And I thought, wow, 25 is an old man, but in his world and in his view, being 25 is, like you said, if you can make it to 25, then you good.
Yeah.
Because a lot of them don't make it. And that's a sad way to look at life. But, that's what's going on out here. And I'll say to anybody who wants to get involved in it, there are no jobs, there's no money, it's your heart. Everything that I do, when I get up and crank my car every day to go see these people, there's nobody paying me. There's no paycheck coming through, nothing. I'm doing this because I feel like it's something that I need to do. And so we got to stop looking at, some people are like, well, how much do I get paid for helping you? You don't get paid anything. Your pay, my reward is seeing all these men and women that come out and they're doing great. I go to court with you. I follow you through your time in prison. And when you come out, that's my pay. When I see you doing great, that's my reward. And so if you want to get involved in it, I will tell you up front, across the board, it's really no jobs, no money, unless you start your own business. And that's what a lot of people are doing now.
I would say that I would love to hear about anything that you share on this platform. I love that there's people that are out here that are willing to do it without having to be seen. They don't need to tell anyone necessarily. I mean, yeah, you're sharing information with us, that's different, but you're not like some of the people that I see that have to let you know that they're doing it, or don't have the right intent behind they're doing it, which is why I think the things that you're doing is coming together. From the last show you was talking about and touching up on this one, I'm happy to hear somebody that's doing it. So I love the difference in conversations. I love the variety of mindsets and where different people are coming from. So I'm all for that, honestly. Whatever conversation, I don't know what I personally can do to help. I mean, there's a lot of things that's done online. So anything you need shared or anything you need physically passed around, like door to door type of thing, in terms
And
of
that's what we
flyers or
need. Yeah.
emailed or whatever,
Yep.
I'm
That's
down
what
for
I
what I can help
need.
with.
I have a team, right? And
Yeah.
so my team is great. Like, I love them. We came together and I was like, upfront, y'all, I don't have no money, okay?
What's up, HQ?
But I was like, I need a team. And so what I did was I put my own money into jump starting this whole thing to get it started every month. And it's costing close to about $1,500 a month just to put this particular program on every month. And we've been really blessed with people donating money. The thing that I have to pay for is the building, of course, but I got a huge discount on the building. So
Be
it's
safe,
coming
Joey.
together. But I really need like a PR, a PR person, a promotions person, because I can't do it all, and I feel like I'm trying to do everything and I'm jumping on podcasts and jumping on here and it's a lot, but I'm doing it because I believe in it.
Yeah.
But definitely need a PR person. My son was helping me, but he has twins now, so that, took him off the list. So I'm picking up where he left off. But yeah, getting flyers out and doing things like this, like I had somebody helping me to like getting me on the news and getting that press stuff done. But then her husband got sick. So, I had to I'm like, take care of your husband. But that's what I really need now. Somebody to really get me in front of cameras and letting them know when the events are coming up and what we're doing. The other thing I'm working on is doing a tea party for the women that have come home.
I know
The
that's right.
men
Because
are
there's both
very
sides to everything. That's right.
yeah,
Tea
the
party is
men are
nice.
very open. Like the men are like, yeah, let's do it, and they share their story. They come on, we talk about their stories and stuff. The women don't. The women, they suffer so much emotional hurt and damage, and we process stuff differently than men did. And so, what I decided to do for the women is have a tea party. We're gonna dress up, and we got to buy them outfits or whatever. We're gonna do what we got to do. Have a tea party and have but it's gonna be a mental health
Do
thing.
you
Where we
know,
get
can I ask you a question without cutting you
sure.
off? Do
Uh-huh.
you have anything, because I think even though you say tea party, I hear that, but that gives me the idea of a pamper party, which
Yes.
is, if I mean, I don't know what ideas, putting together
Uh-huh.
ideas and stuff, but a few nail techs, a few women that are
Yes.
cosmetologists, maybe women can get their hair washed, maybe you can get some
Mm-hmm.
type of, like really,
Yeah.
I would love to see what that develops into.
Yeah, those
I
those
would
are the
love to see
things
that.
that I really want to do more for the women, because I want the women to kind of come, ease out of their shell,
Hmm.
and in doing these events every month, a lot of people are like, well, you always giving the men awards, and they don't understand how many women I reach out to offer these awards to them, and it's always the same thing. They're like, I don't deserve it. I don't even know why you giving it to me. I did this, I did that. I'm like, but you look what you're doing now. And so you'll notice that a lot of these events so far, I think I've only like 4 women over the
Hmm.
past few months have really accepted and said, okay, yeah, I'm willing to, get the award. Other women won't do it. They just want to come out of prison and they kind of stay in the background. And I'm still in the process of trying to understand what that is all about because I've never been incarcerated. And so
Yeah.
I'm thinking of doing stuff for them so we can have a safe space for them to come and talk and
Why do
feel
you think?
comfortable.
Why do you think? And this is to spin off what you just said, so I'm
Uh-huh.
staying on topic. But why do you think that there's a different reception? Not even reception, because you know how men are received, and I see a lot of dudes that be in and out, but they get celebrated and everything every time. Why do you think there's a difference? Because there is a difference in, I'm sure, a women's facility versus a men's facility, and
Mm-hmm.
what might go down, even though even though it's still jail, obviously
Yeah.
it's different entities. But why do you think, as somebody who actually goes in there and you're physically in the courtrooms and you hear these cases, you hear what's going on, why do you think there's like a line between the two? When it's still
Well,
jail, it's still
yeah.
like a record, it's still, a crime or something that happened that had you in for a while. Why do you think it's a difference though?
Well, I think we put a lot of guilt on ourselves as women. And every Wednesday I do I go and I do a reentry program for women that are on their way home. They have like 3 years or less before they come home.
Right.
And a lot of times when we're in the group sessions, what they will talk about is how they left their children, disappointing their children, how they messed
Mm,
up the family. They have so much guilt and shame that they place on themselves that it's almost like they want to go into hiding when they
mm,
come out. They express their fears about coming out back into the community. The fear is real with them. Now, the men, on the other hand, what I've noticed with the men, and they even do it with me, the men go into protective mode. Like they behind those walls, but believe me, they can reach from behind those walls and make stuff happen on the street.
oh yes,
So
yeah.
they protect and they make sure that whoever is with them, family, people like myself, you will be well protected and taken care of. What you need, they go into that mode and that mindset because they can't physically be here. And the other thing that's a huge, and I don't even understand why, but there's only one women's prison in the state of Maryland, and that's out in Jessup. And so
Jessup House of Corrections.
It's called Maryland Correctional Institute for Women, MCIW. And they have a few of the women are in Patuxent. They're all on the same road when you're driving down that road. But they're housed, and it's men also housed at their prison as well. The one that I go to is just all women. And when the women come out, it's hard for them to find transitional housing. A lot of them have children that they're coming back to. These transitional houses don't want you and your children. It's very difficult for the women to find jobs. I don't know why, but when the men come out, the men have a bunch of opportunities, so many opportunities. And I believe it's because the men who have gone in, they know what it's like to come out, and they've been fighting and hitting the pavement to make sure when their brother comes out, he ain't gonna have to do this. The women have not done that so much. They're coming, they're doing it, but we need more women to go inside of the prison to volunteer, to talk to these women, to let them know that we got you, it's going to be okay. I'm one person. When they come out, they give me a date. I'm either going to meet you at the gate, or I'm going to meet you at the restaurant where your family is going. You're going to see me at one of those two places. But, women just don't have as many opportunities, and they hold so much in once they're inside that it keeps them from really being open and receptive to people who want to help, when they give to them. It's difficult, it's hard. And that's a challenge for me because I'm looking at these women and they're beautiful women. And I'm like, you have so much potential. You can do this, you can do that, but it takes them a little bit longer to even see it. And patience is the key with all of this. It's about being patient with them.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good work.
Yeah.
That type of work is needed.
Yeah, it definitely is. Yeah. I'm praying that at some point in time that I will be blessed to because of the work that I'm doing, be able to have a business where I can employ people to go out and do what I'm doing. That's my goal, and that's the thing that I'm really, working towards happening, because I really believe that we got to help each other. It's only us. We got to help each other, and so so if anybody would like to help out in those areas, please let me know. I'm open to it. Definitely.
I do have a question in terms of the volunteering part, though.
Mm-hmm.
And it was another. It was one of Reese's comedian friends and one of his friends that have a movement themselves in the DC area, and I wanted to know, for the people that are, number one, let me first start off by saying that I'm one of the people who feel like you don't have to have personal dealings with something to help out. You don't have to have, went through any, you don't have to know somebody that got arrested, or you don't have to have been arrested yourself to actually help. But for those, and there's a sensitivity line for me when it comes to something that I'm approaching someone about that I know I haven't, and they know I haven't dealt with.
Mm-hmm.
Which means, they know for sure that I'm coming in not experiencing certain things. It's like a teacher trying to tell you, oh, this is okay, but they don't know you getting your ass whipped at home or something like that.
Right.
They can't relate. So how does someone who wants to volunteer and be a part, because they try to answer as best as they could, but I want to see what your answer is. How do you show that person love still? You can be a support and they can appreciate it, but they still know you're not matching their experiences because you haven't been in some of the things they've been into. So how do you offer yourself still?
Because again, people, and I said this earlier when we were talking about relationships, people want to be genuinely loved, and they want to know that you love and care about them. And they want honesty, they want transparency. You can't walk up into these prisons,
Mr. John,
and detention centers and play games with these people. You can't. And the moment you go up in there and you trying to, run a game or act like you know this and you know that, they gonna call you out. So
As they should.
it's best to go in there. And I've been doing this for like 30 years. But it's best to go in there and let them know who you are. No, I ain't never been incarcerated ever. And I'm clear with them. I'm clear when they ask me a question and I don't know the answer. I'm like, I don't really know, but I'm gonna find out for you.
That part.
Don't go in there pretending that you're something that you're not. You're in a
That part.
prison. You're trying to help people. And anybody who has been with me and they do that, they are immediately dismissed. I'm talking about from friendship, from my presence, from
Yeah.
everything, because these people are in their most vulnerable moments of life, and you want to go and flexing.
You
Or,
got a lot of comments showing you love. I don't know if you see the screen and comments
I
rolling
can't
up
even
over
see
time,
it.
but
Oh,
you've been,
thank
okay.
you.
Well, you've been
Thank
getting
you,
them
y'all.
throughout the show, and I haven't heard you say anything, so I didn't know if you can
Yeah,
see it or
you
not.
know
But you
what?
get a lot of people
Yeah,
agreeing with you and stuff.
yeah. I'm actually doing this on my phone, and I'm sitting back, so I can't.
Oh,
I
you fine,
see
you
it.
fine. It's
Yeah,
okay.
but I believe me, y'all. I will go back. Everybody that's commenting, I'm gonna go back
Yeah,
and I'm gonna respond to everybody.
yeah,
But yeah, you gotta when you going into these prisons, and even when these people are coming out, it's not about you. So everybody that's on my team, and I just kicked the lady off of the team, and I don't even care if she's watching. I kicked her off a few months ago
yeah.
because
See.
we did an event and she started making the event about her. And I said to
Oh
myself,
no, ma'am.
I said, I'm gonna let you go ahead and show off at the event because I'm gonna be who I am and I'm gonna be professional. We're gonna have this event and we're gonna have a good time. But I'm gonna deal with you when this is over. Because like I tell people, this is my passion. And so I know that these people are hurting in different areas, even though you see them smiling and all. These people have spent 30 and 40 years in prison. It's not about you. It's about what we can do for them. And so she was immediately dismissed from the team, number deleted from my phone, because you're coming in and making this about you
Yeah,
and trying to make money off of people. In the background, I'm gonna do this for you, I'm gonna do that for you. You don't even have the resources to do that. So stop
right.
stop doing that. So to answer your question, it's coming in and being authentically you.
Yeah,
Because the other thing about these people, they have been through hell. Okay, they're in hell. So when you come in, they want to know how you gonna help me. Whether it's your words of encouragement or somebody, like how are you coming into help? Don't play no games with me. You know, um, they don't play. It's not a place that you go to to try to do
to play around.
events, and think you're gonna walk up in their house and go in there and show off. That's not
Yeah,
that's not gonna
and that's
happen.
essentially what it is. Yeah,
It's
right.
their
Their
house.
territory.
And
Mm-hmm.
you respect their house, you respect their place when you walk through. So when I go through, when I come in now, especially at MCIW, they're like, oh, Dr. Lady J is here. They make the announcement. The women are coming from all over the place and they're talking, but they know that I'm going to be authentic.
Yeah,
If I see that you falling out of line, I'm gonna pull you up on it, and I've earned that from being there with them. And see, you got to earn their respect, you know. And if you don't earn their respect, you might as well just go somewhere because they're not
yeah, for
they're
real.
not going to be bothered with you. They're not.
Yeah,
And so that's what it's about. It's like I said, it's not a thing where you come in and you make a whole bunch of money. This is something that you do. And when these men and women see you coming into their house and they know you're not being paid, and like I told the women, that long walk that I have to go through from the beginning of the building to come all the way down here in the rain, in the cold, when my body don't feel good, I'm doing that because I love you. I'm doing that because I don't want to see you in this situation.
yeah,
Ain't nobody paying me, ain't nobody making me come. I'm coming here because I am a woman and I'm telling you that life can be better. And we got people out here that's going to help you. And so when you come at it that way and they see the sincerity, they will be your brothers and sisters for life. There's nothing that I can want for and not go and ask these brothers and sisters and they don't make it happen. And I'm talking about legally.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, yeah. I
You
know
know,
what you mean.
now I have had some ones who like, that they've seen me with a couple of guys and they like, and they've stepped to the guys and have said to them, don't talk to her no more if I see you again. And I'm like, I'm out of this. I'm not, not in this situation, but they will be with you for life. So I have men and women, young people that I call my children for life because they see the work that myself and my team that we put in. When we go in, now I don't know if y'all ever noticed when you go into is it I think it's Nordstrom's. When you go into Nordstrom's, and I think it's Macy's as well, some of these bigger stores, the people that work there wear all black.
Yes.
That's all they wear. All black.
Yes.
So one day I was talking to the lady and I was like, don't y'all get tired of wearing black every day? And she said the reason we wear it is because the concept is when you come into the store, it's not about us and what we got on. They want you to see what's in this store. They want you to see what's in this department.
Good initiative too. I wouldn't even think about that. Yeah.
And they want you to buy what's in here. So my team knows that when we had everybody who knows me, they know I'm flashy. I like bling. I like the off the shoulder and all this kind of stuff. They know what I like. But when we go and we do our events every month, everybody knows tone it down because it's not about us. I could dress up and do all kinds of stuff because I'm hosting it, but I pull back even down to the colors that I wear. I'll wear darker colors because it's not about me. It's about the people that we're honoring on that day. And so there's a lot of little things to learn. And before I actually bring people officially onto the team, before I actually have you go with us doing different things, like even to the prisons, you have to go through a workshop, and you have to be trained.
That it's some type of training to.
You have to be trained. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what,
you don't want to buy like. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, Lady J, I got somebody that I want you to meet. I'm gonna put you in contact with him. It's one of my comedic brothers, and he would be on the show to meet you right now, but he's not at a place where he could talk because he's at work. But he is listening to the show, and I'm going to share and give him all your information. Y'all know him. I'm the contractor.
Okay.
So
Okay.
he's one of my comedy brothers. He's a good guy. So
good.
And he's coming from out of a system that we're talking about.
Wow.
And how he turned his life around. He's a returning citizen, and he's a successful business a business owner now. So a business owner, journeyman, and he's still going to school learning. So he is hearing, and he said, Reese, give her the thumbs up, and I'm gonna give him all of your information, and I give him the thumbs up as well. So, and I think that he'll be a powerful ally for your movement, what you're trying to do. I'm a contractor.
Please do. Yeah, and it's a hard work, but it's fun. You get all kinds of people saying all kinds of stupid stuff. I had to get some people straight last month because we did the event last month. And by the way, all of our events have been sold out. People come out and we just have a really good time honoring these people. But it was some people making comments, and they were saying stuff like, she just doing this because she's sleeping with them, and and I had to really address that, because we can be our worst nightmare, our worst critics. And I had to really pull some people up to say, stop doing that. And this is why people don't respect what we do sometimes. And they don't want to be a part of what we do because of the stupid stuff that you say out of your mouth. So, those are the kind of things that, because people don't, it's crazy how we as Black people, some don't understand that you can actually have a heart to volunteer and do things without it being an ulterior motive. Yeah. So people are like, how is she volunteering, doing all of that and doing programs, and she ain't sleeping with nobody, she ain't doing no backhanded stuff? No, I'm not. Sometimes you just do things because you've been called to do it, and that's your calling. And so, I'm saying that to say, if this is not your calling, don't call my number. Don't call my number,
Yeah.
because I'm gonna tell you straight up. And I'm gonna be asking you a whole bunch of questions. And I'm good at feeling people out and dismissing you. Like you're not going to play around with people who've already had such a hard life. That's not going to happen, and we got to do
Speaking of
things the
the
right way.
Speaking of the playing around and stuff, that like when you're talking, I try not to just bombard you with
No,
questions,
you're
but you
okay. You're
always
okay.
spark a new question. So, what would you put in your training, or what is in your workshop that you would teach people not to do? Because you don't want to, obviously, somebody without that's unseasoned and without coof, you don't want them sitting down. So, what did you do? Like you don't want to obviously certain things that they're just not going to do. So,
Right.
so in your workshop, like what would some of the things, without giving out too much information because it's a workshop,
Yeah.
about but what would some of the things be put in place to make sure that your people aren't doing as far as sensitivity or just having coof and seasoning when it comes to dealing with somebody that's been incarcerated or dealing with that?
Yeah, well, we basically talk about the do's and the don'ts, and I was laughing because that's always everybody's question when because I do a show on Monday nights where I interview returning citizens, people
Oh,
that I
that's what's
work
up.
with, and
Please
people
pass
are
that information.
always. Yeah, people are always on my phone texting me about while the show is going on. What they do? What they do, Dr. Lady J? And so that's why I was laughing, because I'm like, and I'll come back on the screen and say, stop texting me. It's none of your business what they did. It's
Yeah.
what they're doing now. We're not
Yeah.
talking about what they did. It's who they are now. So we
Exactly.
talk about the do's and don'ts, and also respecting a person's privacy. Like I know we've all heard of HIPAA and the
Yeah.
different things that fall under HIPAA. It's the same thing. You're respecting that person's privacy. What we talk about in our group sessions before we go into the prison, that stays within the group. That's not for podcasts. That's not for friends. That's not to go in and talk about at the group discussion. We talk about a lot of things in the group, because you are dealing with people who not only are in their most vulnerable situation. You dealing with people who have addictions, personality disorders. You dealing with all types of people when you walk up in there. And the thing is, you have to be prepared for any and everything to happen in a moment's notice when you're in that facility. And when I'm in MCIW, I'm on the tier. I'm actually on the tier. So I walk in, they playing cards over here, somebody on the phone. It's like I'm walking in somebody's house,
Yeah.
and then I go into the room. It's been a couple of times where that door is not supposed to be closed, because once you close it, it'll click and lock, and you got to have keys to get out. And it's been times when we've been in groups and the ladies will walk in, and just out of habit, they close the door, because when they go into their room, they pull that door. And so when they come in the group, just out of habit, they're like, "Oh my goodness, Dr. Lady J, I'm sorry." I'm like, "We cool, we good. Everybody, calm down. We good." And we knock on the glass, and we wait for the CO to come. So it's different things. Like in that moment of being locked in that room, are you going to panic and show that you're scared? Or you going to sit there with the group and be like, we're good. Everybody calm down. And you continue having your discussion until that CO comes in, opens the door, check, make sure you're okay. Because to be honest with you, the COs are supposed to be in that room. The COs are supposed to be walking with me as I'm walking through these places. I'm walking by myself in a lot of these places. And so, and I guess they've gotten so comfortable with me coming that, they allow it to happen. But those are some things you have to be prepared for. You can't panic once you get behind those walls. It ain't nowhere to go. It's nowhere to go. So you
How
got to
long we
learn
do
how
the
to be
show,
calm.
Sticky?
Yeah. So
Right.
those are some things that we talk about. And also, a young man, Marco Lomax, he spent like, I think 17 years in prison. While he was in prison, he created a workbook to help people who would like to go into prison to be facilitators. And his
Right.
book is
That's
amazing.
dope, actually.
His book is amazing, and I got to give him to y'all so he can come on the show.
Yeah.
And he also made a workbook for those who are entering into the system to ask you questions and to kind of walk you through your journey of being incarcerated. So I just got his book approved at MCIW, and I'm out there. That's the workbook that I use when I'm out there with the women, and I'm using his facilitator book to work with people in group sessions to let them know what we need. Who better to tell you how to do it than somebody that's been incarcerated? You know, we could read all the books in the world, but to see what he's put in there because he spent the time in prison, that's what I go for. You know, so those that's some of the stuff that we talk about here.
I don't know if it's similar, and I also don't know if it's a bad idea or not, because people might not want to revisit some of the things that they dealt with. Some people obviously are, sticking up and voicing their opinion or saying what they have been through, or or want to coach people, want to teach people. Some people are closed off, some people are open. Now, I've seen books that, even though it's a different concept, I would apply that concept to this. And there are a lot of mom and dad books that are being sold right now that talk about. So whether it's a parental thing to a child, whether it's, a gift that you're giving to someone else and they get insight on the things you dealt with, a book that's like that for people that have been inside. Now, I don't know if that's what the guy you're talking about has had something similar, but I'm wondering if anyone has ever had that type of idea. Like it's a book that takes you through the journey, like for the moms or for the dads. It takes you, it has a whole series of questions and everything that you fill in for whoever it is they want to hand it off to. But I wonder if anybody had any type of idea or anything like that. Like
they have, and that's one of the things when I go and I do one-on-one with people, we work on stuff like that because a lot of these individuals have children. Some of them have young children. I mean, when they go in, these are like babies when they go in. And so they have babies, infants. And so we get into stuff like that where I have them write, this is your letter writing. This is your journal. I call it a journal. This is your journal that you can make. Like I always tell them, when you come out, or you can do it while you're in here, you can put this into book form. And not only can you give this to your children, but other adults can read it. And it can help them with their situation. So that's one of the things that we do work. I do. What is that?
That's how this got started right here.
The journal, yeah.
The journal. That's how this book got started, from this journal right here. And you jot down your journey. That's why I tell people it's always start from a journal.
Yeah, and that's so true. It's a journey. And you want to document it. Like I tell them, put the date, the month, the year. Because when you get out, and you go back and flip through those pages and you look like, okay, February 22nd, 1996, this was going on. Like, you can look and see your journey from where you were to where you are now. So that's one thing that I'm really big on is journal writing when they come out. And a lot of these brothers and sisters they're writing books, they got books on Amazon and they're incarcerated. There's a lot of them already doing it.
What's your biggest thing that you took from the people that you help? Because it's one thing to help somebody else and you giving them advice, but when you be like, oh, damn, I didn't even consider that, and somebody said something out their mouth that made you or opened up a door for you or turned on a light bulb for you. You ever had a situation like that coming from a women's or either facility, but anyone that just said something to you that you didn't never thought of, it just opened the door for you?
I get that. It's every time I go in there, like, it's just this, like, overwhelming gratefulness when I'm in there talking to them, because it's like I'm like, wow, they sitting in here listening to me. Like, I don't even know what it's like to be locked up. I never been locked up, and it's just like, it's amazing to be able to connect with people on that level and have them open up to you and tell you their deepest, darkest secrets, because they know it's not going anywhere. And for me, it's helped me to understand, like, that's your gift. That's your gift for real. Because for so many years, because of my situation, I think I told y'all before, I was married for 29 years, but it was a very mentally and emotionally abusive situation. It took a lot of my self-esteem, that's why a lot of times, when I'm on these podcasts or when I go into the facilities and stuff like that, and people look at me and they're just like, oh, you're glowing or you're so beautiful. That is so hard for me to accept. It's so hard because I had to learn how to look at me and say, you know what, you look okay. Because for me,
look at some of them comments that you got today. How you look.
My marriage had killed so much of me that, and that's why I'm slow with the dating thing and all of that as well. But it had killed so much in me that I felt like I couldn't do anything for anybody else.
Yeah.
So when I'm walking into these places, and that's why I say to them, because I did journal writing when I started going through therapy, I started doing journal writing.
Mhm.
And when I look back at some of the stuff that I wrote, like today, I feel like really killing myself and taking myself out of here. I
Yeah.
don't want to do this no more, you
Yeah.
know. And then I'm looking at myself now, like, girl, I ain't trying to kill myself. I'm enjoying my
I'm
life.
trying to live, right? I got some
So,
time now.
you know, that's the joy that I get, and I'm learning from them. And I always tell them every time I go, I'm like, y'all, every time I come here, like I'm learning more and more about me and what, you know, some things that I still need to work on, because with women, we have some serious discussions in our group. Like we go deep in those groups. And so sometimes they hit a nerve that they don't know that they hit, you know, that I'm still working on. And I'm open and I say to them, you know what? Wait a minute, y'all, I'm having a moment. I'm having a moment because I'm actually dealing with this right now. And so, you know, but that's what I've learned a lot through them. And most of all, just to be vulnerable and be okay with being vulnerable. But that's what I learned from it.
Okay. Wait a minute. Did the thing go out? Wait a minute.
Yeah, I had when I was sitting the phone down, I pressed the back button by accident, so it backed me out for a second. But I caught what you said because I got
But
right.
that's a good question, because yeah, every
Yeah,
week
thank you.
I'm learning about me every week when I'm sitting in front of those women, because to be honest with you, and like I tell them, and I'm very transparent, y'all, by the way. I took that baseball bat to my ex-husband's head, and I'm telling you, if I had really, you know, hit him as hard as I could have, I would be one of those women
Yeah.
sitting in prison. A lot of those women sitting in prison, it's their first time offending because they snapped.
Mhm.
They were in situations, relationships that just got to the point, and I know what that feels like. And it got to the point where they snapped, they shot that person, they stabbed them repeatedly, could not stop stabbing them because everything was just coming out. And so when I'm in group with them, I'm always saying to myself, that could have been you.
Is that your
Because
motivation? Like the realizing that your timeline is that close to theirs? Is that like the motivation behind? Because I know you about people and helping people, but is that like your motivation at all, or?
I think my motivation came from like I said, I've been doing this for like 30 years, but my motivation came from just my years of doing it. But when I was first got involved in it, I didn't go to women's prisons. They just kept sending me to the men's prison, and so I was working with men. But my motivation came after I had my son, and I looked at my son. My son is dark skinned.
I forgot you said that last time. My
Yeah,
bad.
he's dark skinned. He got long dreadlocks. But on the other hand, he has 2 college degrees. But my son don't wear suit and ties. You know, he's a athletic director. You know, so
Yeah.
he dressed like a 29-year-old. He talked
Yeah.
like a 29-year. You know,
Yeah.
so if he was pulled over, he's gonna be racially profiled. It's probably a drug dealer, this and that, because the kind of vehicle he drives. And nobody's gonna say, "Hey, were you in college? Did you play in the NCAA?" Ain't nobody saying that. They looking at the way that he looks. So my motivation has always been, I have a black male child. And, you know, thank God he was never in the system. But now I got to fight with my other sisters to make sure that we lock arms for our children, that we lock arms for our men, you know, and make sure that I do all that I can do to help you, brother, to help you, sister. If you call me, I'm on it. You know, that's my motivation. My son, and now I have a grandson, you know, and my grandson is chocolate, you know. So that's my motivation. And black men are more dark skinned, like my son. They're more likely to get pulled over, you know, and just randomly, you know, I need to see your license, and that's happened to him. You know, when he sent me a message like, "Mom, I got pulled over. I don't know what I'm pulled over for." I'm like, "Your license good? You're right. Yeah, everything's good." You know.
Yeah.
I'm listening the whole time, and they're like, "Oh, you can go." And see, my son, he from that age group where he got to say the last word, and I'm like, shut up, don't say anything, just because he want to know, what did you pull me over for? Like, what? Why are you pulling me over? And I'm like, just shut up and drive. Yell at me, yell on the phone to me, because that'll give that man a reason to pull you out on the car and put you on the street. And I see that all the time. So that's my motivation. My son, and I will fight like that. And people will tell you, when I go to court with these boys, and when I go to the prisons and all of that, I'm going because, being a chaplain, I have 24-hour access. But I wear my chaplain's collar and all that kind of stuff, because that gets me in the door. When I get in the door, I'm not the chaplain. I'm dealing with you. And I need to figure out what's going on with you. How are we going to get you out of here? So my thing is, when I know, let's say you had a child and your child is incarcerated, you can't get to him. You call me, I can get over there. And so that's the leverage that I use. And I do that because somebody got to go in there and see what's going on. Some of these children are in there being beat up, and the parents are calling, they haven't heard from them. So they'll call me, chaplain, can you go over there? I go and check. You got to bring them to me so I can see them. You have to bring them, because it's a clergy call. So you got to bring them to me.
I
And
like
so,
that
well,
pass, so that ticket you get in to
yeah,
make that move if you need to. I do like that.
yeah. And I take my ID. I mean, and they put you through so much stuff. Like I tell,
Oh yeah, I know
and
it's
that's,
layers. I know it ain't
yeah.
just no streamline right
Oh
in.
man, no. So I tell people that are part of the team that when we do certain things, you got to be patient. Because my group session is at 1:00 on Wednesdays. Sometimes when they want to be smart, they tell me, "Oh, we don't have nobody to walk you. Oh, what you coming in here for today?" And I'm like, "I've been coming in here like every week, so y'all know who I am. But I'm gonna go up here and sit down, let y'all figure this out." And I go sit down because they want you to leave. And so I go sit down, but then they'll eat up 30 minutes of your time, knowing you only have an hour. And some people get frustrated. Some people can't handle that. Some people want to mouth off. And I'm saying, no, go sit. We sit down and we wait. If you can't do that,
When did you chime in and realize people were playing though? Like, when did you realize the game in it?
Probably the first time I went, because you realize that, and it's really sad, that a lot. I'm not gonna say everybody in there, but a lot of people in there don't want to see these people change.
Yes.
They don't want to see groups
Put
coming
you out
in.
of a job, because I mean they work there, so it makes sense to me. It's messed up, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, they don't want to see me coming. And they know that I come like I'm faithful. They probably think I'm getting paid, but I'm faithful, coming in there, because I want you to know that this Chaplain Jenkins, she gonna be here. She gonna be here no matter what. I can look at 1:00 and say, okay, yeah, she coming. I don't know if the other group coming, she coming, and I'm going in alone. But that's the statement that I'm making. You can send me here all day. I'm gonna sit right here. I got there one day, I got caught in traffic, drove all the way to Jessup, because I go to Clifton T. Perkins also. Got all the way out there, and I was like, I think 10 minutes late. It's supposed to be 3:00. I got there 3:10. And by the time the lady came out to talk to me, it was 3:40. And she said, "Oh, you can't come back today because you were late." Now, at that point, I could have blown up,
I
because I'm
would have. Yeah,
driving.
I probably would have.
I'm
Doesn't make it
driving
right.
from West Baltimore to
Yeah.
drive out to Jessup on my time, my dime, my gas. Then you got me sitting here waiting, knowing I'm here, knowing that I'm on the book and I've been approved to come in. And then you come out and you telling me, "Oh, you can't come back because you were late." You know what I said to her? "Okay, I'll see you next week. I'll be back next week." And that's how I left it, and I walked out, because I'm not going to jeopardize my time slot, where they can go back and say, "Well, she did this, she did that." No, you're not going to say I did anything but walked out the door. When I came back the following week, everybody's all apologetic. "Oh, we so sorry, this and that." You feel bad because of what you did to me. I ain't got time for that. Let me get back here and see this man that I came to see.
Yeah, for
Keep
real.
all of that,
Yeah.
But they play so many mind games with you. And there have been days that I woke up because I think I had told Althea that in the end of May, my aunt passed away.
Oh
And
wow.
so as we were preparing to go to the viewing, we get a call that my uncle passed away. So we at the viewing the last part of May, and everybody's crying, and we just like, and mind you, I'm still dealing with my mother's loss, and so I'm just like out of it. And that particular week, I was supposed to go to the women's prison, and I was like, I can't go. I can't go. And I had to explain to them that there may be times that I don't show up, but that's not about you. That's about me. Because I promise you, if I get there on that day, because of my mental state, I'm gonna go off on somebody when you start playing games with me.
It'll
I'm
be the
not gonna
wrong
be able to
one.
deal with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So you gotta know that about yourself. So I didn't go for about, I think I missed about 3 weeks in a row because mentally I knew when I walked through the door, you already gonna be messing with me. So I can't go to any of these facilities right now because I'm going to literally go off. And I
Yeah.
don't know which way I'm going to go. And I'm not going to jeopardize what I've built and going in there because of my situation. But so, having funerals back to back, dealing with grief and all of that, it was better for me to stay away. I have women who are now out who still contact the women that are inside. I'm like, look, when you talk to them, tell them what's going on. I'll be back on such and such date. And so that's how we do it. And I tell people that work along with me, listen, if you're having a bad day, say that, don't show
Yeah.
up and then I got to show off with you outside. Don't do that. So let's, tell me what's going
Yeah.
on, because so we can cover for each other. So that's, that's how I work that out. But yeah, there are days when you just like, I can't, I can't do it. It's days when I walk out of there where I've gone to my car and I'm crying in the car
Right.
because I'm looking at, I've heard all of what they have dealt with that week. And some of them go through a lot of stuff, and the heaviness of it, I can't cry in front of them. So by the time I get to my car, it just comes out sometimes in tears. And then I have to move on, and I got to figure out, okay, what can I do to make this better when I go back the next time?
Yeah.
It's a lot to deal with.
It
Yeah, that's tough, but
definitely
I hope to
is.
be of some type of resource in the future. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm not being disrespectful, but I had to step away to grab something to eat to put on my stomach because my sugar was going down a little bit. So if y'all see me
Oh,
nauseous,
it's okay.
nibbling, I'm not no disrespect. Now, 'cause I'm fully converted. That's why I didn't get off the show, because I'm here with you and I understand what you're saying wholeheartedly. And Contractor wanted me to let you know that he could teach those people coming back in society a trade, because he's a master electrician. He said
Oh, okay.
he can teach those, coming back into the workforce. Like I said, he's a businessman. He got his own thing going, and he possibly can I don't know, maybe help them get employment or whatever,
Wow.
that it needs to put going back into the system. And that's men and women.
Right.
He's a
That's
master.
good.
He's a master electrician.
Mm-hmm. Tell him I
So
said thank you. That would be so
no, I'm
awesome.
gonna let you tell him, because I'm definitely gonna connect y'all two up. And he's from
Yeah.
Baltimore too. He's right down there where you are. So I'm like, wow. And he was like, Reese, he gave me the thumb. He said, give him my info, and I'm gonna give you his. I'm I'm gonna make you the switch.
Yeah.
I know what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Right.
Behind the scene. I got you, Lady J.
Yeah,
I
that's
got
nice that
you.
somebody got a skill. I mean, I forgot about what Contractor did until you like just said something, but I forgot when you mentioned him earlier. I didn't even think about. Oh yeah, he got all them skills and everything. He know how to do firsthand. That is
Mm-hmm.
what we're missing in today's time anyway.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
when people are dealing with being locked up, that's one thing the friend that I mentioned to you earlier that I said I was going to bring his information to you
Right.
about what he has going on. That's one thing that I've been bringing up, not only for myself but talking to him about, like, let's figure out what we can do with our hands to make your money, because you don't have nobody saying, yeah, all right, I'm only giving you 8 hours to do this. All right, you only get 20 hours this week. You're only making this much this week. But when
Right.
you turn around and you start to do things with your hands, male and female, like Reese said, you don't have a limit on nobody saying,
That's
oh,
right.
it's not a record, so now you can't make no money. We not
Mm-hmm.
here. You can't do it here. When you got the skills to do it, you can put yourself out there. on all these
Right.
platforms like TaskRabbit and all that type of stuff
Mm-hmm.
to make your money and make your, to be able to live.
Right. Right. And
So
you know, that's
I
what they're
appreciate that.
learning. They're learning that because if you look at these young boys that are out, like they on the corner, they selling waters, they selling drugs, whatever. Like that's a business, and they don't even know it. And nobody's taught them that you know what, you can have your own business. You can do this. You want to sell waters? It's different ways that you can sell this water. But when they get incarcerated, a lot of them will tell you like incarceration saved their life because they went in and they learned how smart they are, just how smart they and skilled they are, and then they come out and they turn it into a job for real. And I'm telling you, these brothers and sisters that I know, I be telling them, look, y'all done came out, bought a house, done this, done that, and there's still some things that I'm still working on, and I've been out here,
Shout out to them because I didn't do those things yet. So shout out to them that did it because I ain't buy no house or nothing.
That's what Molly.
You know what I mean? You
was
ain't gotta be
saying.
in jail or nothing to not do this or do it.
They have
So
done
shout out to them,
amazing stuff,
for buying a
so
house and stuff.
yeah, they've done amazing stuff, and so it's just like I said, it's not a work for everybody. It's not for everybody. Like my mother used to be really afraid for me, and she's like, you still doing stuff with them jail people, and I'm like,
The jail people is crazy work. That's crazy work.
And I used to get on her, but she was proud of what I was doing, but she was so
nervous.
afraid, because I was by myself a lot, or when I would meet up with them somewhere, like we were meeting, talking about business stuff, and she's like, "Well, you got somebody to go with you? You want me to call somebody?" I said, "I'm fine. We're okay." I said, "I'm more scared about the people that's out here than the one that's coming out." I said, "You don't have to worry about you don't have to worry about that." So I think, and it's crazy because my dad has watched me in this work. And my dad, I think he kind of felt like that, but he never said it. But my dad is just really starting to see, like this year, the work that I'm doing and just how great these men and women are. They are like my family for real. And so they met my dad. They like, "Hey, Dad." They don't call him Mr. Jenkins. "Hey, Dad, how you doing? I love
Kyle
you doing
said
it."
that's
Blah blah
God at
blah.
work.
And
These little
so
connections happen. It's dope.
he's been like really excited about the work. My dad is the one that got me involved in prison ministry. And I think I was about 17 because my father's a retired pastor and I sing. And so he would take me into the prison. He would preach, I would sing. And I hated it back then. And I was just like, I don't really want to do this. I ain't trying to go in no prison and all of this, but I had to go. And then once I got married, I was invited back to go and sing. And at that point in time, I think I was about 24, and I was like, you know what? I kind of like this, So I started going back with this lady and really got a lot of training under her. She was amazing, and it really made me start to look at things in a different way. And again, like I said, when I had my son, that's when it really hit me. Like, you cannot sit back. Like, you got a black male child in Baltimore City. You cannot sit back at any time. You can never be comfortable. And so it's always been something that's like pushed me to be out there. And now that I'm working with the women, I've been able to see myself and who I could have been. Like, I really could have been sitting behind them bars several times, several times. Because I was going off.
It'd be like that,
Yeah. I was in a situation where I had every thought of how to kill him, how to do it, bury the body, contract somebody to do it. Like, I just had all of these thoughts. So when I'm sitting there listening to their stories, I'm like, wow, they don't even know how they blessing me, because God is really showing me who I could have been. And he kept my mind enough because he knew who I was going to be. And now he's allowing me to go in and say, listen, you know what? I've been there. I ain't been incarcerated, but I can relate to you wanting to grab that gun. And I did grab that baseball bat and go upside that head. I did do that, So, but now I'm able to go in, like you said, I've never been incarcerated, but I can relate to what they've been through as a female. I can, very much so. So you got to be relatable in this whole thing. And I did not, like I tell everybody, I did not grow up in. I grew up in probably the best neighborhoods you could grow up in. Went to the best schools, the colleges that you could go to, and so I think that's why my mother was always afraid. Like, well, why are you going over there? What are you doing? She goes, why are you doing that? And I don't know. That's just the gift that God gave me. So the people that I hang around and that I'm with are not like the people that I grew up with. I'm blessed because I can speak, both languages. So I can speak Ebonics very well. I can speak anybody that I need to reach and talk to. You would never know where I grew up at because I know how to speak the language, and that's what I tell people too. Like, you can't go in and talk to these people and be all the way up here, speaking intellectually, and this book said this and this book. You can't do that. You got to go in and be able to speak the language and talk to them. A lot of these women that I'm talking to, they were so addicted to crack cocaine that they're in their 40s. They look like they're in their 70s.
Yeah.
And the way that they talk and their streets, and I'm able to relate to them and talk to them, in group. They laugh at me all the time, So it's a thing that I think you got to be blessed with, and you got to have a heart for. And if you don't have the heart, don't do it. Don't take my number if you don't have the heart for it.
100%.
Yeah, it's not an easy work. It's not easy.
Let me say this. This is and I have personal dealings with that because I've been to the jails, visiting my close families and friends. I'm down in Southern Maryland pre-release center. I was down with DC jail when it was DC jail, and I went to Jessup House of Correction. I was there all the time visiting my family and my loved ones. So it's that I'm male and female. So I'm close with that. Society, we make bad mistakes, right? We make bad, wrong decisions. And a lot of times it can happen to any, it's just one bad mistake.
That's right. That's right.
People got to have grace and forgiveness, and they forgive anybody could be on the other side. It's just one bad mistake. That don't mean they are bad people. Like I said before, they just made bad decisions or made a bad mistake to hang around the bad people. Like you said, that guy locked up and they can't get that life for being with the wrong person. I have a son, young son, just like you do, around the same age, and I worry about his affiliation or his association because he may not did nothing. He may have just got hooked up with his buddy, and his buddy get caught. Then they're going to like say that he's an accessory, and he might not know nothing about nothing.
Right.
And it happened like that all the time. One bad decision can land us in there anytime. We all are human. We all are people, and we need to show grace and mercy and kindness to everybody because we never know somebody's story, why they in there, what they in there. You never know. And there's so many of our brothers and sisters and all colors is locked up during a hard time because that government passed a law. It was under the Clinton administration. But you had to do 85% of your time before you come up for one bad decision, or you made it, and then you're like condemned. And then when you come out, they got that stigmatism or that sign associated with you, felon. But what did you do? We get a bad rap. If you get caught up in the system, that's why they call it the penal system. You get screwed.
I'm
sorry.
Especially our black men. They really do. And the way that they, when you go inside sometimes and you hear the way that some of the CEOs talk to the men, these grown men, and some of them are older than them, and you hear how they talking to them, and they talking to them in a way like almost like, I dare you to say something back. I dare you to say something, And when you see all of this stuff going on, you just like, wow, like it's sad. That's a world within itself, when you go into those facilities. And so it is definitely not anything for the weak. It can work on you mentally and emotionally. I'm realizing now that I got to get back in the gym. I was going to the gym a lot because that relieves the stress of me dealing with that. And also, you know, I do counseling and stuff like that, and just hearing everybody's stories and their problems and this and that. So I'm realizing there's certain things that I have to do. One of them is get back into the gym, because that's how I release all of that energy, you know, that I get from being around those type of environments. But you know, it's definitely a rewarding work. You know, if that's something that you like to do, it's very rewarding.
Okay. Lady J, I am so glad that you came on. Look, I want to invite you to come back Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Like I said, this is Freaky Friday, and I know the topic was off kilter, but you a pastor, and you said, like you said, that girl said, "Forgive me of my sin." You human. First of all, you a woman,
right?
You know, and you a black woman. You know,
and you know, like I said, I love sex like the next person. You know, and so I hate when I see pastors or clergy, any type of clergy, and they act like they just have no feelings, or I don't talk about sex, or I don't, you know, like you probably one of the freakiest ones out there, you know. So I'm really real with whenever people talk to me. Those who know me, they know that I'm very transparent. I say what I feel, you know, and you're gonna really know who I am. It's not, today's topic was fun. It was fun. It was interesting.
Look, thank you. Look, I get bombed out for bringing up certain topics, but the blue ball and the piercing and the relationship part, it may not be as freaky as some people like, but it's, to me, it's still Freaky Friday. You know, I like always informing and getting other perspective. Sometimes I don't translate well, or I don't come across well when I talk to all the other guys like you or Louisa may do. I don't know why, but and I'm glad it's another woman's perspective other than my own. And my crew think I'm crazy. I know they do, but it's all right.
Well, you know what? I think it's good to have those type of discussions, because they're like healthy discussions that need to be, you know, you need to talk about it. Like it's some things that, you know, I see people doing sexually, like I'm like, well, I ain't never do that before. I was married for 29 years, you know, and then had sex afterwards, you know, been in relationships and stuff, but I was like, well, I ain't never do that, you know. So I think it's good to have healthy conversations. You know, it's not like when we were growing up and sex was a dirty word, and you know, they wasn't showing certain things on TV and or talking about it. Like, these kids know about sex. Sex is just like talking about going to get something to eat, you know. So I think it's good to have these conversations, laugh about it, talk about it. When we all get off of the screen, everybody gonna do what they want to do anyway when it comes to their sexual preference or their activity. So who cares? You know, it's just a conversation, and that's how I look at it.
Yeah. Well, I do appreciate you, and thank you. So tell them again what date your function is going to be, and all of the good things about your upcoming event. Because I'm rolling it out, because we're going to be closing down the show soon. I want to make sure that they get all the information, all of your information. I think we want to try to share it in the link. So if anybody trying to get in contact with us, contact the Morning Mac crew. We got Dr. J on lock. So, and hopefully she will be a repeat offender on the show. Come back
whenever, you know. Whenever I can come on, I'll be on. This week, I was just like not feeling well all week long. Normally during the day, I'm at one of those facilities during the day. But whenever I have time, I'll probably be in my car. You know, but if I can jump on, I'll jump on. But the event is on the 29th of this month. And I know it says on here Presidential Volunteer Service Awards, but at the time of the flyer, they were still being given out. And I just decided not to change the flyer because it would just confuse everybody. So we left it at that, but we will not have the Presidential Awards at this event. They're going to be getting Crystal Awards. For an appreciation for everything, recognition for for everything they're doing. So the tickets are $25. You can get them on Cash App. If you put in $, What Up Baltimore, so it's WHATUP and then Baltimore. You can get them on there. You can go to Zelle. It's 443-297-4753. Or you can go to Eventbrite and put in PVS Awards. And you'll be able to get them on there. But just know on Eventbrite, they charge you like a $3 something fee. But yeah, you know, if you can't support us this month, we're coming back again next month. Hopefully I'll be on the show and I'll pass you more information about next month's event. And if you want to nominate somebody for this, let me know. Let the host of the show know, and we'll get it going.
That's beautiful. That's what I'm talking about. That's Dr. Lady J, my friend, my sister.
And thank you. I listen, let me say this. Thank you for letting me come on and actually talk about this, because I have reached out to a lot of podcasters who haven't reached back. And I remember the time when they was reaching to Dr. Lady J, can I come on your show to do stuff? And I'm like, yeah, come on. So I'm getting ready to dig into their world when I get well. Like, I do it when I get well. So I say things in the right way. But we got to learn how to support everything that everybody is doing. Not just pick and choose because you don't think that these people deserve awards. But I want to say thank you to you for even, opening up your platform, showing the flyer, let me come on and talk about it. This is something, and I tell people, stop being selfish, get your nose out of the clouds, because everybody is one step away from being behind that wall. Any and everything can happen. And if it's not you, you might be calling Dr. Lady J to come for one of your family members, because my phones ring all the time. And I get calls from all over, not just Maryland, from all different states, for me to call and talk to the warden, talk to this one, talk to that one. So you never know when it may hit your home. So be open. I'm not saying that you got to support it and go all in, but just for an announcement, I just want to come on and make an announcement about what's going on. I ain't going to pressure you to get tickets to come, but I just want to get the word out that we have returning citizens who are now home and they're doing great things. That's all I want to say on your platform. So thank you, sister, for allowing me to do it. I don't know everybody's name on your team, but this show is so funny. Like, I love it. I love everybody's who's on the team, their comments and everything that they say. Like, I like the versatility. I love the versatility. So, I think it's amazing. I love what y'all doing. And anytime that I can come on, I definitely will come on. And what's your name? The one we were talking about, the PR stuff.
Trayvon, which is
Trayvon.
actually something that reminds me every day of what's going on with us, because my name is Trayvon.
Right.
I work having customer service. I will always have, I don't have no problem with white people, but I will always have white people be like, oh, Trayvon, like Trayvon Martin. No, because I'm older. No, because I was here first on the church first before him. It's not spelled the same. But with my name being Trayvon, that's one thing that my mom says all the time. Like, that's something that reminds her when you were saying something about your son, what's going on. So I had somebody that was previously on the show that was talking about, like, people's realities and how they see the world and everything. And that I encourage open conversation, So when I thought about it, I thought about what they was trying to say, but I dismissed it because everybody knows Trayvon Martin, regardless. Everybody knows Sandra Bland. Everybody knows some of those names. If you heard of a George Floyd, you know some of those things. But so my name is Trayvon, though. Yes.
Okay, got you. Can you give him my number? So I want to talk to him.
He got it. He got.
Oh, okay.
He's call me. Team. He's one of our producers, Trey and Molly. Let me tell you, the morning Mac, the background that helps keep everything together is honorable mention. Let me mention first. Honorable mention, David Green. But it's Trey, it's Molly, and it's Louisa, Blue Phoenix, and Misha Merritt. That's the executive branch of the Morning Mac show. And I wanted to also share with you, and I got to give all your number and information to Louisa. She'll all of us will all have it. But she said it's okay for me to mention she did a tea party a couple of years ago. A women's tea party. So if you need any help or input to help to facilitate that, I'm could definitely contact Phoenix Blue Phoenix. That's my Weezy. Her name is Louisa Harrell.
Yeah, it's Louisa Harrell on Facebook, but we'll pass that. We'll pass that information along.
We definitely get that girl information because I got to give you all the contractors' information as well, and I can't wait for you to meet him. He another lumberjack. It seemed like the men in my life, Trey, contractor, Chout Bout, all these men are lumberjacks, Lady J. And I say that Lady J is a little shorty,
right?
They 6'5" and up. I mean 6'4", 6'3", 6'2". They 6 feet and up. So Lady J,
wow.
So we like this.
So we looking up. Yeah, I'm only 5'1". So people be like, when they see me on the screen,
my mom ain't but
5'4",
so don't worry.
Like, I thought you were taller than that. I'm like, no, I'm only 5'1".
Nah.
But don't let the height. Listen, I tell everybody, don't let the height fool you. Okay, don't let the height fool you. So but yeah, definitely, let me know because especially with the tea party, I already have somebody who donated their building so we could do this. That's how the thing is, if you, like I say, put it out into the atmosphere about what you want. And those who hear you, they will help. I
can be one of them people that help with your tea party at Pamper Bar. I'd gladly get in a suit and take coats.
Come on now.
Or drive people or whatever, and pick up VIPs or whatever it may be. But any way that, like I said, my only limitation with anything is just me not having a car or having like the metro type access around where I live. I don't have no problem with going to any space. Like she said, we all 6 feet and above. Most people I'm looking down on anyway by default, whether I want to or not.
Right,
It's nothing that I'm, have a problem doing or helping with or whatever.
Yeah. Well,
that's
listen,
cool.
You ain't got to worry about transportation. All you guys do is just tell me, yep, I want to be a part of it. And I will pick you up. That's not a problem.
That's what's up.
That's not a problem.
What's up.
So
we got a fax machine, copy machine, all that stuff in the office upstairs. So we pretty much Kinko's over here where I live at. So
Okay. Yeah, definitely. Okay, definitely want to do that. It's me and you going to talk because the other thing is I've learned over the years you can't speak out loud on platforms or anything about what you're doing because somebody will steal your idea and act like they just thought about it. So I do everything in quiet and secret. And
I stand firm on that notion. So what I do refrain from saying too much. I believe that people can people's thoughts and intentions can mess up what you're trying to manifest.
Exactly.
But at the same time, I realize too that you can't copy my formula.
There you go.
I can instruct you and give you guidelines on how the formula will work for us as an entity, but you can never copy what came out of my brain. It will never work the same way. Doesn't matter what you get from it, it will never hit like it's hitting from me or whoever thought about it,
Right,
so I don't really worry too much.
Yeah, that is very true. That's very true. I just like the shock value too,
Yes.
And I love when I'm talking about it and people are like, oh, I ain't never seen it. I don't think that's going to work. Well, I didn't ask you if you thought it was going to work. I just want you to watch it work. That's all I want you to do. Watch it work. That's all I want you to do. So, but we will definitely talk because I have some other things that I want to do. And not just for returning citizens. We got some young entrepreneurs. I'm talking about little teenage girls and boys that are doing stuff. And so it's some things that I want to do for them as well. But we'll talk because I can't talk about it on here. Yeah, because I can't risk. Listen, I can't risk at 62 going to no facility. So I know that there's levels to me. And I'm just like, okay, I know when to shut it down and be quiet. So
I know where I'm at.
Yeah,
you real. You real. And that's
and I'm a chaplain. I'm a chaplain, but I'm real. I keep it real, me and the chaplain, because at the end of the day, I'm human. A chaplain is my profession, but at the end of the day, I'm human. I'm me. And I know that my fuse in some areas is on 0. you know. So I know when to like shut it off and just be like, oh, okay, you know, and I leave it alone. But yeah. But so we will definitely talk. We'll talk.
Oh yeah.
And
Not a
maybe
problem.
let me just be quiet. Let me just be quiet.
Yeah,
Let
you
me-
know,
let me see.
the as soon as somebody opens up a door for me mentally, their conversation is good. What they're talking about is solid, especially
Yeah.
somebody like that's reoccurring. So I retain information when people speak, and if I'm piling up in my head the things that I enjoy that you share, or just the things that
Mhm.
just got some impact or substance to it, to me, it's already gonna get my gears turning. So
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, you know, about it for me, but it's always gonna be infinite ideas and you know,
Mhm.
and thoughts or things to
Right.
suggest or whatever coming from this direction. So
And
I got
that's
to
why when
utilize it while I'm alive to use it.
that's why
Right.
when y'all were talking earlier about like sex and all of that, no, I need the mental stimulation. You want to stimulate me, and you
Yeah, the
want to get
physical
me
is
to
nothing.
like you want to
Yeah,
get me to the bedroom. You got to
yeah.
stimulate my
You
brain, you
gotta
know, and
be able
I
to
gotta
talk,
just like
advocate for
you
yourself. You
know,
know,
yeah,
yeah,
that's just so
yeah,
big for me. That's like a real turn on for me
yeah,
versus you doing all the other stuff. Like the
yeah.
mental stimulation is
Flashing
so.
money or which car you drive and shit. That ain't shit for me. So
I done had all of
I
that,
know
so
what you
now I
mean.
just need
Yeah.
somebody with a brain. You know, I need
That
somebody
can
with a
think.
brain.
Who can think nowadays? That's the question
Yes.
of the day. For real.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
ain't mad at it. That's what's up.
And
Mm-hmm.
I got two other announcements I want to make. The other announcement is Contractor. Our very own Contractor got a show coming up. We got a flyer for him. We'll share that. Um, and I want to also talk about David Green, our very own funny man, David Green. David,
Oh shit! I got something to show y'all too. Then we making announcements. Shit.
yeah. So
Oh,
we
where's
wrap
that
it
going to
up.
be at?
That's the Contractor right there. You know what that is, Lady J? Where that
Wait,
is?
I can't even see it. June. When is that? What date is it?
I couldn't see it at all.
Oh, June 21st. Is that's on Saturday? June 21st. Silver
That's
Spring.
David Green. Okay.
Silver
I
Strings
thought that was the
Restaurant.
Contractors. That's David Green.
So
That's
is David
tomorrow.
Green on your show?
He right there. David.
Oh, okay.
Funny man, David.
She's yelling, by the way, because he might be asleep. So you know.
Oh,
He
David.
works overnight, so he gets
okay.
on when he can, but he sometimes he sleep. So we had to like either yell and wake him up or pull him off the screen sometime. But that's one
You
of his
know what,
events.
y'all? I've been looking for something to do this weekend.
That's what's up.
And because every weekend I'm normally
All
booked
of
and
us is
busy.
going. We all
Oh,
going to
oh
it.
y'all
So.
going?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna be there. Every weekend I'm normally booked and busy. And this weekend I had just told one of my friends, I said, we don't have nothing to do because it's Juneteenth weekend. So, you know, a lot of
Yeah.
people
So
had
yeah.
stuff going on. So where's this place at? Is it in Baltimore?
It's Silver Strings building, which is the name of the business, but it's in Silver Spring, Maryland.
Oh, Silver Spring, Maryland. Okay, that's what I
Yeah.
thought. That's what I thought
We'll
because I
get
used to work out
the
there.
address to you.
Okay.
You know, sometime after we get off the show, because I don't think with the format it shows the entire flyer, so it's probably hidden up in the
Right.
corner or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it
Okay.
is in Silver Spring, Maryland.
Got you. Okay, so this is at 9:30. Okay,
And I'm
yeah,
going to that
okay.
after my little event. This the event that I'm doing for my dad. I didn't announce it or mention it because it's not a
Mm-hmm.
huge event. It's just I think for the neighborhood that he was raised in and that I grew up in as a kid. But I'm
Okay.
emceeing his event for Juneteenth. So Saturday,
Oh, okay.
tomorrow, from 12 to 5 is when I'm doing that. But I would like to see you there if you're going because I'm gonna
Oh,
have him drop me off or
okay.
drop me off at the train station so I can get to David's event and meet up with all of them. So it'd be nice to see you. You
Y'all
know,
don't
if you
even
get a chance to
know.
go to.
Y'all
Mhm.
don't even know how much I love comedy. Like I love
I
comedy.
love laughing though.
And I
Yeah.
go to comedy, I go to the Comedy Factory all the time. And
Right.
then my friend, speaking of returning citizens, my friend who has been home for like 4 years, I met him through another person 4 years ago. And when I interviewed him, I said to him back then, like, what is something that you would like to do? And he said he wanted to start his own entertainment business. And he
That's what's
brought me
up.
on with him and he's been doing his events at Magooby's Joke House, and we just did a comedy show um last weekend. Yeah, last Sunday. We just did
Yeah.
a comedy show. He rents out the whole place, and it's not local comedians. Like, these comedians are big people that he's bringing in. He's only been home for 4 years. So, that's what I was saying to you. They do great stuff. But yeah, I love comedy, and I'm actually a part of his entertainment team. So I will
That's what's up.
definitely be there.
Hello.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
I do clean jokes too. I'm
I
in the
know.
video, and
I gave him your information.
Oh,
I gave it to him. I gave it to him.
Look
Yeah.
at you. You don't even know that she already looking out for you, like you said. You looking out
No,
for
I
her.
gotta give you
About
my
10 minutes ago. You
portfolio so you
don't
can see
know.
some videos and stuff.
Well, this
Yeah.
is what he goes by, because he knows that I love comedy. So if I come back and I say, Kemp, I met somebody that was funny. And you and I had a really long conversation. And so I told him about you, and but the one we did at Magooby's last week, that had already been planned. I think he's planning for something later on this year. And so he was like, well, yeah, give me her name. And yeah, and that's, but I definitely did tell him, I told him about you. So he may be calling you. But it's out at Magooby's, and the tickets are usually like $30. And I love Magooby's. Their food is good and everything. So yeah.
And that's the Timonium. Is that Timonium?
That's a Timonium on Derico Road. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been out there before a few times. Yes.
Yeah.
And he was the one, crazy as it is, like, when I tell you, this guy knows everybody. So I'm always saying to him, like, Kemp, I wish I could meet this person. He was like, oh yeah, who you want to meet? So before my mom passed away, my mom woke up every day to Sherry Shepherd, the talk show host. Every day, reruns, everything. Like, she loves Sherry Shepherd. So I don't, me personally, I don't get a chance to watch TV like that. I had never really watched her show. And I told him, he said, Sherry Shepherd, you want to go meet her? I said, yeah. He said, hold up 1 minute. He called her manager up. Her manager got us up there, gave us VIP seats on the front row. I was able to go and spend time with her. She FaceTimed my mom, talked to my mom a couple of times, and I'm telling you, this is somebody coming out of prison, out of the feds, So these people, they know, like, I tell people, don't sleep on them. Like, they know so many people, and they connected very well. But yeah, I'm gonna tell him to make sure he calls you though for that.
Okay.
If y'all don't mind, if y'all don't mind, before we close off, I want to share my little piece, because I like the conversation. Even though today is Freaky Friday, I actually love what the conversation turned into. Believe it or not, versus us talking about freaky stuff, I actually like where the narrative changed to in the conversation we had. But there are a lot of I don't know if you can make me full screen or if you're around the phone, Molly, but there are a lot of black men that are doing things and taking initiatives to try to get ahead. If I were to even work with somebody, if I were to get a chance to work with somebody in one of the groups or one of the movements that you have, Lady J, I will be working with them and showing them the ways that I'm starting to think to make money for myself. So one of the things I'm doing is lawn and garden type of work. So I've been helping a reoccurring client that's down my road, doing different things for their yard, like cutting their grass and trimming their hedges, laying mulch, stuff like that. My aunt wanted me to just try to power wash and see if I can make something of that, and I liked my work. So I decided to type up a flyer. I'm gonna cover up my number because ain't nobody just about to be. But just a little something, the simplest of things.
Yeah.
I'm starting to actually plant the seeds for myself.
Right,
So not
right.
only lawn and garden, but business. So I went around the neighborhood yesterday and passed around some flyers, put them on doors. Some people in the neighborhood I already speak to, so that's easy. Just walk up and, hey, I got this going on. But I already got 2 clients. One of
Okay.
the clients, and I was going to have them today, but I switched them over to Sunday so I can knock out my first client in my neighborhood, which is one of my homies that's down on my row, but I'm power washing and servicing his driveway and steps and stuff. And this lady actually found me online, which is the app that I use for gig work, to put yourself out there for things you know how to
Yeah,
do. But
yeah.
in terms of black men out here, I'm 31, so in terms of black men that are trying to create ways, whether you locked up or not, neither here
Mm-hmm.
nor there, but just people that can share the ways that they started to make money for myself. I would love to have a team of people that not work for me, but work with me, and we can do jobs together and knock stuff out. Just like I talked to my friend about that, I'm gonna share his information with you because of what I want to
Mm-hmm.
help them get away from. You know, it's things like this that I'm trying to create for myself that can make
Yeah.
me money. If I can get
Right.
$100, and if I can do a like one of my clients down the street, I've been to them 4 times already. If I can do a job in like 46 minutes and get like $120, that's a whole
Mm.
day's worth of work for the average person. You know,
Right.
like
Right.
on a check or on a W-2, after taxes, before taxes,
Yeah.
whatever. So if you creating these avenues, I just want to say that there are people out there because I don't see a lot of examples. Um, well, I add those examples to my timeline. So whatever you subscribe to is whatever you see on social media.
Right.
So I found those avenues, but as far as them being promoted and pushed, I don't see that. So I just want to
So
say in response to what you're saying that there are people that are trying.
we, like I said, brother, we will talk because yeah, we'll talk. You once we sit down and talk, you'll understand what I'm saying. I'm not gonna put everything out there yet, but I get what you're saying. I totally agree,
Yeah,
1,000%, you know. But I'll just say that we'll talk, you know.
we'll talk.
And I want to say to you to be encouraged and go after your dream, you know.
Yeah,
And it may look like there's no support or ain't nobody talking about it, but everything, like I always tell my son, is about connections.
hmm,
And it's important um in life who you are connected to and who you disconnect from. And so I
Amen.
don't care. We could be friends for years. Last year I cut off about 20 something people. Because if you don't understand my journey, and if
yeah,
you still on another, you still on what you were on 2 or 3 years ago, like you can't be a part of my life because every year you should be, and every day, you should be moving towards growing and evolving. And so what you're doing, keep doing it because you never know what it's going to grow into. And
yeah,
I'm telling you right now, we will talk
yeah, for sure.
because it's all about connections, you know. And
Yeah.
it and this is what I say to people. They laugh all the time. It's a blessing to know Dr. Lady J. And I always tell them, I'm not saying it in a vain
I know
way,
what
like
you
it's a
mean. Yeah,
blessing to know me. But first of all, I'm connected to God, you know, and because I'm connected to Him, He has connected me to some great and mighty people. And He's opened up some amazing doors for me. So I always tell people, if you disconnect from me, that's your loss. And if you connect to me, that's your blessing, you know. And it's not anything that I'm doing, but it's because of what He's doing through me.
That's
And
right.
I remain in my humble place because I want to continue to be blessed. But in saying that, um, don't I'm just telling you, don't give up on that dream, whatever your dream
not at
is.
all. I
Pursue it.
mean, well, I have a I don't want to. I don't want to make the show get any more extended, but I'm gonna make a quick comment by saying that no, I have a lot of little different entities.
Mhm.
Not only that, but I want to have eventually, which one, the type of network I have with the things that I'm immersed in, each thing fuels the other thing. So it'll be a power system that fuels itself, like an engine that just fuels itself, electric
Right.
vehicle type engine, whatever, just self-sustaining. Because my carpet cleaning is residential carpet cleaning is one of the things that I've already practiced in this neighborhood. So I've done a few
Really?
people
Oh
on that
wow.
regard last year. So that I want to invest in the professional equipment because I know what it takes for me to be able to get to those things, but also as this is coming along with the power washing and everything, and I show my own driveway and stuff in the pictures to show my own work, so the people can drive by and get the reference. I don't need
Right.
to show you anything online. Just drive by my driveway and see what I've done. So
Right.
the residential carpet cleaning, the pressure washing, the landscaping, actually growing my own vegetables and stuff. So knowing about plant care and learning about that, so all I can do instead of complaining or anything like that is expand. And
Right.
anybody that's willing to share knowledge with me about whatever, I'm willing to do the same. Like I said,
Right.
not work for me, but work with me. So if I got three
Listen.
brothers I know, hey, I'll pick you up. Let's go ahead and knock out 4 or 5 houses a day. You know,
Mm,
like, and then we got professional equipment. We can charge more. We can split up more.
right,
Oh, I
right,
got
right,
stuff that I can do alone. I could power wash a few jobs myself to get the money I want out the
right,
deal. But me putting a homie on is not going to stop them from making money or take away from mine because I got
right,
another entity like landscaping or carpet
right,
cleaning or
right.
something. So
That's
without
right.
extending the show and making it too much longer, I'm
No,
just
it's
saying that
okay.
sentiment. Oh, I
I
mean,
got
I know, but
I got two
I'm
more
just,
announcements. We got to talk about.
yeah.
We did David. We
Uh-huh.
got to do David. We got to do the contractor and give Tyree a shout out. So
Okay.
so you fine. You
Okay, well, yeah, I mean, because normally we don't go like too far past 3 hours. That's why I was saying something about the time. But yeah, so like I said, instead of complaining, I'm trying to make a way. I realize that you're not gonna make it and get out of this game without having multiple sources of income.
Right,
A job alone. I realize I'm not gonna make it off of half of these jobs just working that
right,
job
right,
alone. And I realized that a lot of the things I've been taught by default because the people that came before me assumed these things, and it may have
hmm
worked for them at that time, but hard work and stuff alone, I realized it's not enough.
No, it's not.
Um,
It's not.
it's not enough. And in
Hmm
regards to what you were saying about, um, like what I radiate or how people receive me, I don't need anyone. The beautiful thing about that is I don't need anyone to see my vision because everything that I try one time usually works for me.
hmm
I tried the power washing one time. I tried to walk around the neighborhood one time with flyers, and I already have 2 clients. So I have a lot
Right,
of faith in myself. And I
right.
think I don't read the Bible or nothing, but I think there's a passage about, um, what is it? Faith but no good
Faith
works, like
without
not putting
works
in.
is dead.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So without putting
hmm
in, I believe in the shadow work,
There you go.
so
Yeah.
yeah, so that's
And
it, man. I
you
believe in the
gotta
shadow
be
work.
your biggest cheerleader, you know.
Yeah, for
And
real.
I love what you said a few minutes ago, like people can try to do what you're doing, but they're not you. So you're the original. You're the original, and there's a lot of people out here doing power washing. And so when I'm doing like my because I'm also a master certified coach, and so when I'm
Yeah.
out here coaching, the question I always ask people, okay, you want to be a landscaper, so what's going to make your landscaping business different from the thousand of other people that come through my neighborhood? Like,
Mm-hmm.
what's going to make me want to have you come and do my lawn and my flowers and all that kind of stuff. And
Word of mouth.
so, yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So you got to find out what it is that works for you, and
Mm-hmm.
you will stand out. And everybody else. I remember I came out because I came out of the shadows. I was in, I was a working for. Well, I shouldn't say. I ain't gonna get them no business, but
I
anyway.
know what you mean.
Um, but yeah, I was a district manager for one of the larger medical companies and I was in the medical field for 30 years. So I never thought I was going to be a chaplain and, giving my all and all to the prisons and all this kind of stuff. But sometimes you fall into your purpose, and you find it'll finally hit you one day like, okay, I tried this, I tried that. But every time I keep going back to this is what's working for me. This is what's making me shine and all of that. So
Mhm.
you learn through trial and error, what it is that you're really, really supposed to be doing. And we're in an age now where everybody is going into being an entrepreneur. They're working towards,
Thanks,
owning their
Kyle.
own
Thanks, Mr.
business.
John.
Yeah, they're
Mm-hmm.
working towards owning their own business, and which I think is really smart. Like I told my son, don't quit your job because you got a good job. You
Don't quit
know,
that job now.
don't
No,
quit
I
that
ain't say
job,
that.
but continue working on the part of what you want to do, building your business. And when you get to that point where you're like, okay, now I can sit back and quit my job,
Yeah.
and I can really go full force into being an entrepreneur. But it's not easy, but it's fun because it's your thing. So
Yeah.
just keep doing it. And I definitely want to talk to you though.
Thank you. And the only problem that I had, I'm gonna hand it back over to Reese so she can make her announcements. But really, when I really sit back and look at it and think about it, only problem I really had is working around the lack of trust that people have had for themselves, and allowing that lack of trust that they have for themselves to bleed onto me. So people
Right,
don't believe in it, doing certain things for themselves, so they'll tell you how you can't.
right,
And
right.
I've always trusted myself. I've always believed that
Yeah,
hey, once I retain this information, I know how to do this thing. I know how to do that thing. Whether I need to perfect on that and get better, that's fine. That's most of life and that's most of everything. But, I've always trusted myself. And usually because of good intent, when I try something, I try to do my best and it comes out well. And that's, that's exhibit A. So humbly I say that. But everything I try to do it the best and it usually comes out pretty good.
And
So
look at
it
and
always opens
I
up.
bet you can look back at people who said, "Oh, I don't think that's going to work," and they still sitting on that same sofa talking and haven't done anything,
Yeah.
And you're steady moving and growing, And when I wanted to go into this whole media thing in 2019, because it just came to me like, I was in Atlantic City, and I was walking with my cousins, and then we went to New York, and I'm seeing all these billboards, and I looked at my son, I said, I need to be up on one of these billboards because I know that I have a voice. I know I'm all of that, right? And so my
Yeah.
son was laughing, but in my mind, I really meant that, and I was just like, I know that I have a voice. And so in 2019, I was like, I'm gonna start my own. No, it was 2020. I said, I'm gonna start my own little radio station. I'm gonna build it, and let it be a digital thing. And when I cannot tell you, even my own mother, who said it ain't gonna work. You going from the medical field to be sitting in front of a camera talking. Ain't nobody gonna be listening at you. Ain't nobody. She said, ain't nobody who gonna be listening at you talk. Like, what you gonna be talking about? I mean, my mother shot it down so bad, and sometimes it's your family members,
Yeah.
And she
It is
talked
that
about it
sometimes.
so bad. Oh, this ain't gonna work. And then she was telling my sisters that she gonna stop what she doing to go into this something with the radio, building the station, and all of this. And I look back at that, and I look back now, and I have. Oh my goodness, like it's crazy how I have grown and went from like ain't nobody know Dr. Lady J, nobody. Ain't nobody know nothing about me because I was working inside corporate America to traveling. Like I travel, I go meet people, I go, I don't know if I had told y'all, but I was like the press person for George Floyd's family. They chose me. And I'm looking at all of this stuff and I'm just like, and I constantly look back to all of the people that said to me, this is not going to work. And I tell people, they'll be telling you like stuff ain't gonna work. And then when it starts working and everybody know your name, they like, oh yeah, her father used to be my pastor. Yeah, she used to go to my like everybody knows me now. And my thing is, I only know the people and I only honor the people and I only help the people and work with the people who stood by me when I was struggling, when I was trying to build this up, when I was trying to become Dr. Lady J. You will always have my honor, my gratitude, anything that I can give to you. Always. Those of you who did not, you are my associates. I'll get to you when I can get to you. That's how I do it. Because I have to honor the people that was really like, I know you never did this before, but I got your back, girl. Go ahead. Go ahead and try it. And, now when they see my phones constantly ringing and me traveling and doing stuff, they're like, wow, and my mother passed away being so proud, like, that's my daughter, that's my daughter, that's my daughter. But I was always looking at her like, you didn't even believe me, and we would laugh about it. But I'm just saying that to you, like, you never know where your gifts and talents are going to take you. That's why I say I love this show, because in my mind, I see this show being even bigger, as you all continue to grow and do it. Like I see so many things with this type of platform. Keep doing it, keep working at it. Sometimes when I first started, I would get on there. Ain't nobody know me. I'd be in there talking to one person and I'd be talking and laughing and joking like I'm talking to 1,000 people, And then one day it just clicked, and it caught on and it's been like wildfire. Like it didn't stop. But it's the energy and time that you put into it. It takes a lot of time, a lot of restless nights, your money, your resources, doing stuff for free. Now I don't do free. I don't do free because I feel like I've built myself
You
up to
don't
a
have to.
point
I was about to
where,
say, yeah.
yeah, Yeah, you want me? Let's talk money. Let's talk
Got a
finances.
book.
But
Hey,
Trey
fresh
tell
Yeah.
me
cut
all the
lemons.
time, Lady J, where the bag at?
Hey,
No,
Reese, you missing the
Molly,
fresh cut lemons for the Molly Mossy in there cooking. I've been
look,
watching him for the
look,
last
Oh my
hold up, but
20
goodness.
that's what I'm
minutes while
about
I'm
to
talking to
say
y'all
And,
now.
getting
and
sea moss
yeah,
together.
I was looking
Molly
at
Mall,
somebody
That's
message
bring the
black
us.
business
contract
right there.
supplier
It's
up.
Yeah,
already been
I was
black.
like,
Forget
I
this
said,
for a
y'all
second.
got
Forget what
a
I'm
cooking
doing. It's
show
already
going
been
on.
black business going on in here.
Yes, y'all got a whole
Yeah,
bunch going on. Cooking show, you got your
yeah,
thing going on, the comedy show. Like y'all got it
Look,
all right here on
but
this
Lady
platform.
J,
It's amazing.
yeah.
but before I get to the contractor, you just said what my life has been. I started out in the medical field. Okay,
Uh-huh.
I was doing comedy. I was doing medical, then I was doing comedy. I've been doing comedy since 2012. Got sick, right? Wrote a
Mhm.
book that nobody believed in. That I interviewed the people in the book because it's a fictional book. Okay,
Right.
and they was like, "You ain't writing nothing. You ain't doing nothing. What is this?
And
What
that's
is
your book.
this?
Right.
What is this?"
Right.
Went to the got on the, but I did the radio station first.
Right.
Internet radio, Next Level Radio. Trey happened to have one
Show
of
with
my
a
very
picture of the
first
back.
business cards. Next Level Radio. Trey happened to have one of my first business cards, right?
Mhm.
I'll
So
show it to you in a second. I got it.
from the radio station came the book, and then
Wow.
when the pandemic came and shut everything down and tried to build back up, they moved the studio, but Molly was like, "We could do it podcast." So
Yeah.
thank you, Molly Mall.
Yeah.
And I'm still on it, and I'm still telling jokes. I'm still doing the podcast. And then I said, I can't do this by myself.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
Trey was like, I believe in you just like you believe in me. Because when I first saw Trey, I was like, I saw something in him. I was like, what you do? When I first
Mhm.
met him. And that's how we connected. And he was like, he was like, Reese, you need a team. And I was like, give me my team. And that's where Molly, Trey, Misha, and Phoenix came into play.
Wow.
Trying to take it to the next level. He said,
Yeah.
I need you to do this. Him and his vision. I said, it's already in the play, in the works. He said,
Mhm.
okay, then do that. He gave me like a damn checklist. I want you to do this, by tomorrow. I was like, oh my God, what are you talking about?
Uh-huh.
So I said, well, some things are already in the work. He said, okay,
Right.
it's in the work. Bring it. Let me see it. Bring it up. So I had to see it's in the work. I said, see, I'm doing this. See,
Mhm.
literally picking up my see. I had to write down the name, show him what I was doing. And I was like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
But he's told I never give up. Never give up. 'Cause I know that I'm the shiznit. And I know
There you
he
go.
has plans for me.
Right.
But I was letting people take advantage of me. And
Mhm.
he helped me see that. And
Right.
he
Right.
helped me, he polished up my shine.
Right.
So
Exactly.
Molly, Louisa, Trey, Misha, and I want to thank them. And David Green, I mean, and all of my panel, Rodney and everybody, Josh and Chabo, they like I embrace you, they embrace me the same way. My circle helps me next level. That's why
Right.
we network together, and
Right.
we are here for
Mhm.
each other. Like my boy, the contractor. I popped his cherry. I was his first time getting on the mic because when I did a show, a New Year's Eve show, at that first time on the mic, and I popped this man comedic cherry. Look at him now; he's producing this show right here.
Wow.
And that was
So this is
2023.
another comedy show?
This is a comedy show next week, and he produces. The contractor is a comedian. He's a comedian. He's a master barber, master German, and he was in the system. So he's a returning citizen that turned all of this stuff. Wait till you meet him. That's all I'm saying. Wait till
Wow.
you get a chance to meet him and talk to him. But this show right here, let me see. I gotta look at it on my phone because I can't. That's another thing. Y'all don't even know I was visually impaired until I tell you.
Well, we couldn't tell.
Exactly. God said, shine. You're supposed to see my suffering.
Right.
You're supposed to look like what you've been through. Okay. It says open mic performance night. It's a Wise Thing production. Okay, contract. I see you. It's a Wise Thing production. He said, do you have what it takes to laugh, love, and live? Laugh, love, and live. Okay, LL. I got you. I see dancing. I see music. I see comedy, I see spoken word, and it says Saturday, June 28th. Doors open at 4:30 p.m. And do you know what a Pleasant Yacht Club is?
Oh yeah,
It's in
okay.
Carroll's Point, Maryland.
So yeah,
The
this
war.
one I won't be able to make. I'm going to be out of town Friday and Saturday. So I won't be able to, and I'm coming back late Saturday night because my event is on Sunday. So I won't be able to make that one. But please send me whatever he's doing. Please send me his stuff so I can, I'll share it too, and
Okay.
support him.
The doors $15, and I can't see at the bottom. Can anybody see at the bottom? It's BYOB, the numbers or the people to contact. I see David Wise.
I
But
had
I
to put my
can't see.
phone down for a second. It says open mic performance night. It's a Wise Thing production. Do you have what it takes to laugh? I'm sorry. Do you have what it takes to laugh, love, and live? There's dancing there, music, comedy, spoken word. This is on Saturday, June 28th. Doors open at 4:30. This is Pleasant Yacht Club, 1800 Wharf Road, Sparrows Point. Obviously, it's in Maryland, but it's 21219 for the zip code. Bring your own beers. What I see. It looks like admissions are $15. It says call or text for tickets or to perform. There's David Wise at 252-315-9868. And there's also another name there, but I can't zoom in to see it, because it's kind of cut off.
Yeah, I can't
But
see
they can
that.
at least
Yeah, I
call
can't
the
see
David
that
Wise
either.
person for information.
Well, y'all, I got to jump off because I have a doctor's appointment.
Oh, it's all good. It's been 4 hours. It's all good. That's what I was saying earlier about I don't want to hold nobody up or nothing.
But it's been great being on. I will definitely see y'all Saturday night. Save me a seat. But I will be there.
Okay.
That's what's
All
up.
right,
Yeah, I'll be
Dr.
glad to
J.
see you too.
And thank you for having me on.
No, and I want you to visit us anytime you can. Y'all, Tyree, my son, his other EP, this is the third one. This young man, it's called Breathe. Look on YouTube. You can see all the Fly Tie music on YouTube. SLYTY, Fly Tie. He has Crimson Moon, Purple Skyline, and the third latest we see today for a Rare Breed. Check this young man out. Dr. J, I got some music you might love and appreciate.
Okay.
Since you singing. Oh, he the one that made this theme song right here.
Oh, he did? Okay. Okay.
He made the theme song, so I just got a plethora of stuff to give to myself. So
yes, real talk. Like we all gotta. I'm glad we're meeting up in person because I like this virtual stuff, but I ain't really with it. I like the in-person stuff.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I like to talk in person.
I met her in person. That's what we.
Yeah.
And
but I like to
don't
talk in person.
book. So when I see you tomorrow, I'm gonna have your book for you.
Okay.
A signed copy, yeah.
All right, so I'll see y'all tomorrow. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. All right. Bye.
Okay, bye.
This has been the Morning Mac Show. Get your Molly Moss keyboard.
You playing the music because I can't hear it. I'm about to refresh it. Y'all let me back in.
New ideas with a sunrise spark. Fuel for your fire when the world feels stark. We're spinning the tracks of your mental glow. Every listen's a hit on the Morning Mac Show. Oh, it's the Morning Mac, where the time don't lag. Get your inspiration packed in a casual swag. Sip it slow, feel the rhythm hit your toes. Welcome to the place where the good vibes grow. Welcome to the place where the good vibes grow. Roll out of bed, bring your dreams alive. The Mac got the groove, keeping you in stride. No snooze, just choose to wake up bold. This is your hour, let your story unfold.
Get out of here.